break it down in the Denny's. Give me a flapjack. Oops. Music coming back on. Okay, wait. Music's coming back on. I clicked a button on accident. Okay, now I'm good. Music is done. Give me some toast on the run. I'm at Denny's. Woo, woo. Hi, welcome to Denny's. How can I take your order? How can you take your order? This girl doesn't know English. Okay, well, in that case, give me a blueberry muffin then. Okay, I'm having a fake conversation in my head. And I'm letting you in on the journey. Come on down. All right, what the hell? Where are we? Why are we? Who are we? Today, we're going to be talking about Jamie Kern Lima, not to be confused with Jamie Lee Curtis, not to be confused with someone else with 3 names. This is a special person with 3 names who, I hate to say it, I'm going to say it though, because it's going to come out at some point. She talked like a baby. She's got a baby talk. And I also have a baby talk voice, but only talking to Tara. Immediately, a cute animal. It's baby talk for me too. Unfortunately for this woman who is a champion of all women, according to her, she talks like a little baby. So she is primed and ready to give Meghan Markle, aka Megan Sussix, aka the royal woman of Montecito, California, her first ever podcast interview. History in the making, folks. History in the making. That's what it's called, in case you were wondering. Let me just show you real quick what we're going to be listening to today. It's called Megan, Duchess of Sussex, in her first ever podcast interview. Exclusive worldwide premiere episode. So exciting. I can barely contain my tears in my ducts right now inside this Denny's, in which I really am. I just bought out the whole restaurant and said, grand slams for everyone. And they bolted out of the restaurant. So I have never talked about Meghan Markle, whatever her name is now. I don't have a ton of opinions. I never followed her very closely. But I did see a lot of the backlash recently about her show, and I watched the TikToks about the show. I never watched her actual show. It looked so stupid. She really is quite out of touch, in my opinion, from what I know, which is very little. So I'm open-minded to being changed by this interview. I have not watched it yet. But I have my doubts, because if there's something that I hate in this world, it is people who are so out of touch and rich and claim to be representing women for all of us while they sit in their mansions isolated from the rest of the world. There is a specific bone I love to pick with people like that. And Jamie Kern Lima also grinds my gears, because she's got a fake backstory, which is why I'm in this Denny's. She worked there like for a summer or something when she was in college, but made it her whole story that she was at Denny's. And then the next day she started It Cosmetics because she has rosacea. And then it became a $1 billion business. And if she can do it, anyone can do it. In reality, her and her husband were in on it together. He's got a bunch of money. There's a lot more to the story than I was a waitress at Denny's and then had this great idea to make makeup, and here we are. There's much more like typical capital raising and funding from your rich family members, whatnot, going on in the story. But we're not going to focus on her too much today. We're going to dive on into Megan, Duchess of Sussex, and see how insufferable she is in this interview, in the first podcast interview ever. And it's been a while. It's been a long time coming for some Meghan Markle content. She reminds me of who do you think? Who do you think she reminds me of? Me. Yes, Rachel, definitely you.
You are privileged AF.
Because they have similar backgrounds where it's like, now I guess Megan now is like a Martha Stewart, you know, kind of wannabe, I'm going to make tablescapes. Same thing Rachel Hollis went through. Rachel's got like a brand or had a brand, was trying to make it like for women and really cool, living in California. Same thing with Rachel. There's a lot of similarities. And I think the only reason, in my opinion, that Megan is like as famous as she is obviously because of her relationship with Harry. Is he a prince anymore? I don't know. I think the whole thing, honestly, acknowledging the I was going to say monastery. What is it? The monarchy in the first place is ridiculous in 2025. Like, you have better blood than us. Shut up, you know? But whatever. Whatever their whole thing is, I don't believe in it. But regardless, he's barely interesting. From what I understand, she's an actress and is barely interesting. But together, they like to make it seem like they got something to say. And yet I have heard nothing interesting yet. Anyways, all of that to say, let's start the interview. But first, let me just show the book. What am I talking about? Show the website. So this is all Jamie Kern Lima is trying to be Oprah, I guess, with this interview podcast. You'll see it very quickly that it's like Oprah-esque, the way that she's got the trailer and the teaser and the titles and like whatever. So she's got a whole bunch of stuff, and she's even got questions, reflective questions for you to ask yourself. So you're gonna watch two women who are worth millions and billions, according to what's her face, Jamie Kern. That's the hardest name in the world. Lima Bean girl, woman is they're together. They're sitting there gonna talk about themselves and how amazing they are. Here's some reflective questions for us peasants waiting outside the big castle, okay? Do you ever feel like you're in the prove it game, working hard to prove to others you're a good person, a good parent, a good partner, a good friend, when you know you are? Ask yourself that question, and therefore you shall learn something from this interview. Okay, and then let's just look at her page real quick. She started It Cosmetics with her husband. Now she's, got all the answers to your life and how you should live your life. In case you were wondering, she's worth millions, and that makes her a good person. That's all you need to know. Okay, let's go to it. Take it away, Megan and Jamie Lima Bean.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't expecting that one. Yeah, they're just
Also, count how many times the name Jamie Kern Lima is on the screen at any given time. I see it 1, 2, 3 on the microphone, 4 on the left-hand side of the screen. Once her book, the other books on her page, and she has printed out cards. Now, every podcast I've seen lately has printed out cards with their logo on it. Is that a new trend that just came back from like the 1980s? It's very interesting.
It's just so great. This is why it's so nice to not have makeup on. Thank you.
Yeah, she has no makeup on.
We spend so much of our life trying to prove something. To prove that you're enough. You have to prove that you're pretty enough. You have to prove that you're smart enough. You prove that you're a good wife or a good friend.
Okay, she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times her name is on the screen right now.
And I was like, I am just so done with the prove it game.
Megan.
And if you can't see it, I don't need to prove to you why that's your loss.
I don't need to prove to you while I'm on a podcast about proving myself to you. At home, please love me, please, and pay for my brand from the orchard.
Because I know that I'm a great friend, and I know the kind of mom I am, and I know the kind of human being I am, and I know how I show up. And I love being able to be that person with the people that I love. So, worthiness, maybe part of worthiness comes when you stop having to feel like you're in the prove it game.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Wait, you have to hear her say that again.
When you stop having to feel like you're in the prove it game.
Hallelujah. I am getting emotional right now.
She is getting emotional right now.
I'm sorry. I'm going to be such a bitch on this interview.
I am getting literally emotional right now.
There's not an ounce of emotion.
I'm getting so emotional.
Are you? Because I could not see a difference in your facial structure. Okay. That was the intro. Babak, thank you so much. Babak, welcome. So glad for a Keya stream today. Yay! That's all I wanted to say. Aw, thank you. And I see you got the mango frequency going on, so I'll give you a mango frequency for that.
The mango frequency.
And also,
this is gold, straight up.
this is gold straight up because we are in the kingdom and the queendom of this Denny's, like I said.
Bold-faced lie.
Ay. I'm sorry. I apologize in advance. I don't like the voice.
Little girl voice.
Really grinds me down into chalk. Okay, thank you, Babak. And here comes Tara! Yay! Right in time. Come on. Come sit. She's the real queen here.
Getting out of the prove it game, like,
Yeah.
feels like joy, tastes like freedom. Megan, Duchess of Sussex, in her first ever podcast interview. It's happening! It's happening!
They needed a multi-camera slow-mo setup for a hug for a podcast. These people are out of their goddamn minds, I'm telling you. This is self-produced. She hired a crew for this.
I was like, oh, the roses are coming back in.
They're coming back in.
Yes,
They're coming back
Spring
in.
has sprung.
They're coming back
I'm so grateful you're here. It's gonna be fun.
Yes.
It's gonna be fun.
Hi, crew.
You made me cry. Good thing I have no makeup on.
You look so pretty.
These bitches have makeup on.
I've not like done a show in no makeup since my 1,000 QVC shows.
Do you think I have?
Are you fucking kidding me? These people have makeup on. Okay, I have makeup on as well. Why are they shoving? They're saying they don't have makeup on. They do. This is not what women their age look like with no makeup on. I'm sorry to say. They have something on. You're lying to, you're gaslighting us.
What are you talking about?
You look exactly the same though. These are some of the hot questions that everyone wants.
This is the longest intro. We're still in the intro. It's a minute 45 in. 54, I mean. I have dyslexia so bad.
I have dyslexia so bad.
To know.
Oh.
Talk about your name. Do you use Markle anymore?
Markle.
What's your morning routine look like? Would you ever write another book?
People are all
Yes, it's called ABCs 1, 2, 3.
I'm curious if I'm going to write a memoir.
Please
Would
don't.
you ever run for office? Can you give us
What office?
one hint on something
Yes, I will run for queen.
exciting coming up for As Ever? I have had your jam in my refrigerator all year. No one knows. No one's seen it. I have not posted it. In this incredible conversation, Megan shares stories and insights for the
2.5 minutes in. We're still in the intro.
first time ever.
It's not about the grandeur of a gesture. It's about I see you. I'm nurturing you and I see you.
We're in the part of the interview where they've become enlightened. The music is now mystical.
So deeply, and I love being able to see your growth. That man loves me so much, and you know, look what we built. We built a beautiful life, and we have
What'd you
2 healthy,
build?
beautiful children. That's my husband. He's just out there, just constant, like he's just going to do whatever he can to make sure that our family is safe and protected, and we're uplifted, and still make time for date nights.
Sorry.
Date nights!
Oh my god, you girls, you're just so crazy. You just do it all. Ugh. Let me give you my money, please. I'm just so impressed. Asari Shepherd, thank you so much. Asari Shepherd. Asari says, didn't she interview Rach at the noisiest diner? No. Well, maybe. I think you're talking about the PBS thing, and that was a different woman that looks similar. That was a part of my video that I did about Rachel's latest book. When she was like, yeah, the pandemic, I actually made more money than ever, and still lost it because she got canceled.
I'm spending too much time working, too much time giving.
That's me. That's me, baby. Sorry, Shepard. Thank you. Okay, we're still in the intro. 3 minutes in.
Are you in love now more than ever?
So I feel like it's more of a honeymoon period for us now. He's also a fox, if you haven't noticed. My husband's very, very handsome.
Hi, crew.
But his heart is even more beautiful.
I have a letter from your husband and your kids. No one's ever seen this before.
No one's ever seen this before.
Doesn't she live with her husband and children? They're sending letters through Jamie Kern Lima. What the hell is going on?
Oh my God.
Of all things, it's making me emotional.
Don't come home. Okay, sorry.
I have full body chills right now.
For them to be able to look back and go, oh my gosh, she has loved us so much.
That's what you want your children to look back and go, she loved us so much? That's a weird thing to want your children to think. It's a little narcissism coded.
She's an American member of the British royal family, an entrepreneur, author, actor, founder of the lifestyle brand As Ever that just sold out of stock completely.
This cup. We need to talk about this mug. This is the 15th Jamie Kern Lima, and I still can't get her name right that I've seen in this intro. Still, 4 minutes in, we're in the intro still.
In the first hour of its recent launch into the world, congratulations. Her new Netflix show, With Love, Megan, just debuted season 1 as a top 10 show on Netflix. She's also a mom to her 2 beautiful kids, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, and wife to husband, Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex. She's a mama of rescue dogs, and she's also an incredible champion of women and an amazing friend.
I'm sorry, you're not a champion for me as a woman. I don't want to be related.
Recently debuted her brand new podcast called Confessions of a Female Founder.
What has she found? Not a personality. Okay, sorry. What has she found? Her podcast company? Come on. You're a female founder?
Where, while Megan builds out a business of her own, she's getting advice and insights from amazing women who have scaled small ideas into successful companies. And guess what? I am so grateful to be one of her guests on her show as well. Megan and I just had the most incredible conversation on insights and stories.
I have that. I'm just like you, Jamie Lean Kerma. Jamie Lean Kermit the Frog. I have the same thing, except I use it for evil, and you use it for eviler things. Okay, and I'll prove it.
I don't know anything more cultish than that.
Me and this guy's hand are basically the same.
Stories that I've never shared before from, when I was a waitress at Denny's with...
I told you! She always brings up being a waitress at Denny's. She can't go one interview without talking about, I worked at Denny's. Did you know that they have the moon over hammies on the menu when I worked at Denny's?
Big dreams, but a whole lot of self-doubt, to starting IT Cosmetics in my living room, getting hundreds of no's for...
She started in her living room, not in her dining room. It's a different story.
Years. I share the stories behind the stories, some for the first time ever on Megan's brand new podcast. Our episode comes out tomorrow. So make sure you listen and share it with everyone you know who it could help inspire, whether it's, to keep going in their business or in their dreams. So we're going to link to that episode of her podcast in our show notes as well.
She would be an amazing preschool teacher.
Hi, and welcome to the Jamie Kern Lima Show. And if we're just meeting for the first time, hi, I'm Jamie. Welcome.
Welcome to the Jamie Kern.
Oh my God, we're in the second intro. We just got through the intro, 5.5 minutes. Now we're on the second intro of who Jamie Kern Lima is.
Lima Show.
Oprah, how have you defied the odds?
We're in an ad for the show that we're watching.
Show is unlike any I've ever done.
A revelation. When you listen, it feels like a hug, but your brain and your spirit and your heart is like, wow.
Melinda French Gates.
When I look into Jamie's eyes, I feel like I am on some other cosmic level with her.
I could see the light around her. She's infused with light.
Imagine overcoming self-doubt, learning to believe in yourself and trust yourself and know you are enough. Welcome to the Jamie Kern Lima Show.
Can we start
I
this
am so happy that you're
show?
here today for such
6.5 minutes.
an exciting conversation that I promise you is going to fill your soul today. And I want to share this concept with you of rocking chair friends. I've been obsessed with this idea. So right now, if you take a moment and imagine yourself at 90 years old, sitting perhaps outside on a patio, in your living room or on the front porch,
or the backyard, or in a field, or in an El Salvadorian prison, wherever you find yourself.
Okay.
in a rocking chair, where your time left is so precious. Who all would you want to spend it with? Who would you want to be chatting with in the rocking chairs next to you?
Tarot.
Especially when it comes to friends. Are there friends in your life right now, real, true friends? Are they rocking chair worthy friends?
Yeah, I'm sure Meghan Markle is a true friend of yours, Jamie Kern Lima. Granny Goes Gamer. What a great name. Thank you so much, Granny Goes Gamer. Damn, thank you, thank you. We need to get an applause for that one. That's crazy. Thank you. We're rich, we're rich. Finally, tarot. Okay. Granny Goes Gamer. Thank you again. You need to be paid double time and hazard pay to listen to her voice and react to the complete BS these two spill. Well, we haven't even gotten to anything because they've been previewing their amazing conversation for 28 minutes. So let's hope, let's buckle up and hope that we're going to get some content out of this, because they're really making it sound like it's going to be life-changing shiz. Speaking of, my goodness.
Oh shit, there's shit on the pillow!
Ooh, shit.
No, close. No.
You have leaky gut.
I done seen people.
No.
They're going to be dropping some really powerful, amazing, life-changing shiz.
Thank you, Granny Goes Gamer. All right, let's go back.
Today is an episode of the Jamie Kern Lima Show unlike any episode we have ever done. See, one of my favorite spots at my house is my two rocking chairs. They're my favorite place to sit and pray or rest or connect with my closest friends. And over the past year, I have spent
She doesn't have a rocking chair. Guaranteed.
countless moments in these chairs with Megan, sharing
With
our day,
Megan.
talking about our kids, our goals, our dreams, envisioning the future of our projects and companies, and also
let
talking
it
about
ride.
hardships, failures, pain. We've shared ups and downs and laughter and tears. Usually when we're together, we're in our cozy sweats and no makeup. So that's how we are today,
You're full of shit.
too, sitting right here in our cozies with no makeup, and I'm inviting
I know why they're saying it, because they're like, oh, we're natural beauties. We don't even need it. But they do have makeup on. Okay.
you into the rocking chairs with us. Right now, I'm imagining you in a third chair right here with us, because when we come together and open our hearts to each other and let love in to share all the real things as they really are,
Yes, the real things as they really are. I definitely believe that that's what's going to come out of this interview.
helps us all feel less alone and more enough, more inspired, more connected, and more alive. And it
I feel so
reminds
alive
us
right
that
now.
each of us is fully worthy, fully enough, and deserving of love and belonging exactly and authentically as we are. So in the
Rich and annoying. We deserve it all.
studio today, I have my favorite rocking chairs for the first time ever.
Like, this is your rocking chair? What you're in right now?
You are invited. Come as you are, cozy up, lean in, and get ready. This is the worldwide premiere of Megan, Duchess of Sussex, in her first ever podcast interview. And she's doing it with you and me today, right here on the Jamie Kern Lima Show.
I promise I won't rock too much.
They don't really rock that much.
Well, we're professionals.
We're professional rockers.
Jamie Kern Lima is her name.
Oh, Lord. 9 minutes. We're on another intro about who this person is. This is what it says on her screen in this little intro. Dream job / anchor, honeymoon, why, website, Marie, no pay, 3 years, struggle others, self-doubt in own head, no's for years, Sephora no, Alan Burke, fly champion, $1,000 investor, wait. Okay.
Everybody needs Jamie Kern Lima in their life.
Jamie Kern Lima.
Oh my God. We get it.
Jamie, you're so inspiring.
Jamie Kern Lima.
I am so excited to say to my amazing friend, Megan, welcome to the Jamie Kern Lima Show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I'm so happy you're here.
We did it.
We did it. I've never done this on my show before. We brought the rocking chairs in. I get so many messages where people are alone or like, how do you make friends as an adult? Or how do I feel more worthy? Or any of those things. And I feel like one of the ways is through friendship, a great friendship. You and I have had so many amazing days and moments sitting in these 2 rocking chairs in my house, just talking about all the things. And
they've never sat in these chairs ever before in their lives.
And
for hours. Just watching the world go by, talking. And I think, well, to answer, when you're saying something.
They're talking as if this is an amazing feat, that they are friends and they've sat and talked before. Are we supposed to go, Megan has had, what did she say in that show, in their thing? Jack in the Box, and has sat in a rocking chair and talked to someone for multiple minutes? Oh my God, she is just like us. Shut up.
When Wright's in saying, how do you make friends as an adult? It's such a great question. To find that depth of friendship at the onset, I think it's kind of when you're on.
It sounded like they had a weird cut there. Awkward cut. They went to her face, like they had to take it out of the edit.
Wright's in saying, how do you make friends as an adult? It's such a great question. To find that depth of friendship at the onset, I think it's kind of
I wonder what they cut.
When you're on a plane, and I remember like back in the day, you'd sit next to a stranger and sometimes you'd feel more comfortable telling your life story to a complete stranger
right.
than the person that is part of your day-to-day.
Yeah.
And so you start with that immediate trust, but I guess the difference is for us, it's just become so lasting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So lasting.
And so just multi-layered. And I think trust is such a big deal.
They're explaining that they have a connection. It's lasting and multi-layered because we sit in rocking chairs and talk about our lives. What do you think other people do? What do you think friendship, define friendship. Before we get into how to make a friend, define what friendship is, because I'm unsure that these two know what the fuck it is.
And this is your first ever podcast interview. Thank you for trusting.
Isn't that wild?
It's wild. Thank you for trusting me to be here. You haven't seen any of the questions ahead of time, and we're in our sweats. And you have your Archie and Lily on your amazing.
I made that on Etsy last year. It's faded, but this is what I would wear if I come to your house. So
all the time.
The same thing.
And you look the exact same with no makeup as makeup, and we're
that's very generous.
And you still love me even when we get together. If I haven't showered, it's still all the same. And so today is special, and I want to just open up by, because
this is the true epidemic. The fact that people think that their content is worth being on YouTube. As someone whose content probably doesn't warrant being allowed on YouTube, at least I don't pay a $1 million crew to put it together. Okay.
Because we've had so many conversations about
delusional.
this where we've talked about how special and important it is for friends to check in on each other and say, are you okay? And I think so many women watching and listening, they maybe are the strong one in their family, or they're the one that has it all together, or they're the one everyone goes to for advice, or they're maybe crushing it at work and on the outside everything looks great. And so people just assume they're great. They just assume they're great. So my very first question, because I think in friendship it's so important, And I think so many people also have this question for you is, Megan, how are you? And are you okay?
That's so kind.
How are you? And are you okay? Everyone wants to know that burning question.
I'm better than okay. How are you?
I know you always make it about me. Today, which by the way, I just have to say, you are the most generous friend. You show up for your friends. Today, I just get to talk about you, which I'm excited about. But how are you doing? There's so much going on.
I'm good. There's it's a lot of pinch me moments right now. And at the same time, I think because I'm so busy with so many different things, and for each of those projects, you mentioned the show or the podcast or the brand, the business.
It's all the same thing, and it's like her living her life, isn't it? I'm so busy with living and breathing and drinking water and talking on podcasts.
The most important thing that I work on every day, my practice, is trying to really integrate it, to integrate the joy, to integrate, like we say, like, you have to be thankful. Like, yes, you're thankful. Yeah, I'm thankful, but I have to go to this next meeting. It's like, no, can you just take a minute to really like signal and cue that, oh, happy, thank you, more please. This feels really good. This is what I worked so hard for. So that's my practice of being still in the midst of how busy it is. But I'm happy. And the kids are healthy and H is great. And so, that
H is her husband, Harry. Unknown why she calls him H, I guess for quirkiness. The quirkiness factor, I suppose.
That's the stuff that fills my cup. But I'm trying to also enjoy these big wins right now.
Yes.
Enjoy them.
Yes, you deserve it, girl. More than anyone else in the world. As the world burns, you deserve to be happy. At least someone's happy in this world. So glad for you.
I remember one of the few things I regret about my journey building at cosmetics is I was just like, oh my gosh, I almost couldn't believe everything happening, and also I was so busy. And when I look back, I'm like, I forgot to have fun and I forgot to celebrate it. And this morning I was talking to your husband and I said, this is gonna be my goal. This is her favorite interview ever. And he goes, well, my goal is you guys just have fun. Just have fun. And I'm like, you're right. You're right. Do you feel like you're able to have fun being so busy right now?
What a great question. Said no one ever.
I think so. And also, it depends on how you define fun.
Yeah.
Right? So when we were in our 20s.
Very astute, very astute. How do you define fun? Tell me.
Fun is something very different than now. Now fun is we go have a really nice dinner and drink some yummy wine, or fun is just, can we just carve out a couple hours? Well, last week, though I had lots of meetings, I made it a point to still go and see a Broadway show. I've seen a show.
I'm just so happy for her. Tough out there to be rich and famous and get to do whatever you want. At least she had a little time to go see a Broadway show. I'm just so thankful. I can now live my life fully because I know this information. Oy, Sorry Shepherd asks, why is she talking like we're 5? Because that is their audience. They need to... Jamie Kern Lima, can you please tell me your name, please? Because I don't know it. Yes, but of course, I will tell you my name. That's their audience. And the audience is me.
We're talking about something awful, terrible, the unimaginable.
That's how she describes working at Denny's.
The medical industry is involved with why eggs are bad.
Ay. Jamie Kern Lima also knows Heidi Powell. There's another crossover here. They were at the same retreat thing a while back, in case you were wondering. Were you wondering? Was anyone wondering that?
No. To all of my Heidi's.
There you go. All right, thank you. Sorry.
I hadn't seen a Broadway show in so long. I mean, we saw Hamilton when Lin-Manuel, they came to London for a premiere, but that still, I probably haven't seen a Broadway show for over a decade. And it was so energizing. to watch. And for me, that was a really great experience of fun, but also affirmation that why is this lighting me up so much to watch creativity in action? Is like, oh, because that's what I get to do again. That's what I'm doing with all the projects I'm working on. Like, I had missed being creative, and I had missed being able to just have my hands in the granular of time-coded edits and bringing a vision to life. And when
she doesn't know what a time-coded edit is. She watched Hamilton, and what she got from it is, this is like me. This famous Broadway production, all-time favorite of people, world famous, reminds me of my work as a jam maker. Okay.
You watch artists do that and do that with such passion. I think it was just the most inspiring. But that for me was fun. So yeah, carving that out and not saying, no, I can't go to New York. Yes, you can go to New York.
Yeah.
You can make time to do that and go with friends, and you can go have a fun dinner.
Amazing.
And still all the rest of it will be there, and you can still hit your deadlines and actually.
Unless you're broke and poor. But that's not our problem, right, girl?
Actually, you might hit them even better because you feel full and balanced.
Yeah. I saw so many photos different people had posted from you at the Broadway show. I saw little girls crying.
Oh.
Little girls so excited to meet you.
They're so sweet.
You and
So
I are great
weird,
friends.
right?
And also for any interview
Did you know they're great friends and that they sit in the rocking chair together? Did you guys know that?
I ever do, I prep like crazy. And one of my favorite parts was just reading so many letters and posts and messages of little girls who are like, oh, wow, like either whether it's they're talking about your humble beginnings or talking about their dreams, and like through you and through everything you've done, they believe it's possible.
I
you
love
know,
that.
whether
Okay, forgive me for my lack of understanding about what she's done, but what has she done? Become an actress? Cool. Got married? What am I missing? Why are little girls crying in hysterics over what Megan has accomplished? What has she accomplished? Let me know.
it's to be, have a very different life than the one they were raised in, or to launch a business. How do you feel about that?
I take it really seriously.
Yeah.
I think it's...
You shouldn't.
I always check in with my 11-year-old self.
Yeah.
And how important it is to have people that you look up to and role models. I'll tell you, oh gosh, how silly. You'll think this is a very bizarre example, but when I was 13, my first job was at a frozen yogurt place called Humphrey Yogurt. Mm-hmm. Great name. And that was in the 90s. So what were the big shows and things that were on then? Baywatch.
Nice.
So it was like Carmen Electra, Jenny, like all these people, Yasmin Bleeth. And I was taking the trash out from my job and I see Yasmin Bleeth.
Excuse me.
And I cannot believe I'm seeing Yasmin Bleeth and I'm holding this bag of trash. And I was like, the courage that it took for me to go up to her.
Yeah.
And I went up to her and I said, hi, I love you in this soft and dry deodorant commercial. That's all that could come out of my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And
she's so brave. She's so brave. She went to a Broadway performance and said hi to a celebrity one time. I can't believe it. She deserves a Nobel Peace Prize.
She was so gracious. This was such a pivotal moment for me because I never knew I was going to become an actor or someone that people would go up to.
Yeah.
But this moment was so influential for me because she turned around and she goes, hi, sweetheart, what's your name? First thing I learned. I was like, I'm Megan. And that moment, I was like, she cares to know what my name is. And then she's like, hi, I'm Yasmin. I know who she is, but she introduced herself. All those years later, no one teaches you how to be an actor once the show becomes successful.
Yeah.
No one teaches you what to do when people recognize you.
Yeah.
That moment with Yasmin Bleeth taught me how important it was for someone to make me feel seen and not brushed off. And she might have been asked 100 times that day for a picture or anything else. And it always stayed with me where I go, hi, what's your name? Good to meet you. I'm Megan.
You always do that. I see you do that all the time.
Yes, because I know how much it means.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a really small example of at this scale. I check in with my young girl self because I want to know how I would want to feel in that moment.
Yeah.
I want to know who I would want to look up to in that moment.
Okay, I'm just going to say she really does, very similar to Rachel Hollis, bring everything back to herself. She meets someone else, she brings it to herself. It's not about being a good person, being a nice person for that person's experience. It was, I would want to feel this way, which I know what she's trying to say is like, well, I was in that position, so I want to replicate that. And I get that. But she's also very much always bringing it back to herself. Well, I do this because I would want this versus seeing outside of herself. I see how so far in her storytelling, it's been all about tying it back into her and what she thinks. It's telling even in these little stories, I think.
Moment and how I could mimic that behavior or echo that. And yeah, it's a big privilege. It's a big privilege. It comes with a lot of responsibility. And I want everyone to feel like they matter.
Yeah. Do you think our lives are divinely ordered, or like our steps are divinely ordered? When you think about that moment and sort of like seeing that example, and now it's part of your life all the time.
Someone said to me last year when I sat down, they said, well, you know, this is your soul contract. You signed up for this. You signed up for this before you were here. And I was like, well, I didn't read the fine print. Okay. To be clear, like, can I redline this and amend the small print because I signed up for this? They're like, no, you signed up for this. You signed up for this. This is your hand and this is your lap around the sun, or whatever you want to look at it as, because you can do this. And I guess on days that are hard, that's really grounding and affirming to remember. And then some days I'm just like, oh my God.
It's just so funny when people are like millionaires and have, you know, mansions and best friends with celebrities and sit in rocking chairs and go to Broadway shows, and they think, oh, I chose this, and someone else chose to die in poverty on the street somewhere else. Like, it's just so funny to think that if you really think the soul contract thing is real, and before you were born, you decided what life you wanted, and some people chose to be this and have problems with it, and some people chose to like be brutally abused. It's just so crazy that is a concept that continues to permeate in this self-help bullshit space. Shannon Brooks, thank you so much. Shannon Brooks picked a pair character doing a little workout. Hey, doing a little workout, eh? Okay, we're already off to a rough start with this interview. Let's get a little cleansing. And this is how I feel listening.
I'm scared.
Last one.
Comment the word brainwash and we will send you the entire episode.
Worthy. I'm worthy. Are you worthy?
Okay. Thank you.
Gosh, what is this life? I would have never predicted it, but I'm grateful for it. Even on the hardest days.
Yeah.
Even on the hardest days.
You know, in my life, I have so many friends of all different faiths. I have friends that...
This is just mean. Like two rich ladies just fucking showing off. We're struggling. This is just mean to all of us.
Love everything. I have one of my friends who's the strongest Catholic I know, also sees every psychic, every meeting. Like, she's like, God made them too. We're going to cover our bases and all the things.
Well, that's funny because most people one or the other.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm so open. Like, I've had so many different people on the show. Obviously, I'm pretty open about my faith and how much, I believe in God. And, I wanted to ask you this also just in the beginning. I feel like why I'm so grateful this show is connecting with so many people is because it's just everyone needs connection. They want to feel connected and they want to feel seen, to use the words you just used. And they want to feel like less alone and more enough.
How do I feel seen and less alone by watching these two broads talk? Okay, sorry, I'm being misogynistic. I apologize. But for real, how am I being more seen?
And I asked Oprah this when she was on the show, why did you say yes? And she just paused and she said, I felt it was divinely ordered. And I was like, so I want to ask you this question because your trust.
Because my agent told me that I would get money and I'm obsessed with money.
Is such a sacred thing. Anybody's trust is a sacred thing. So why did you say yes to doing this show?
Because it's you. And to me, that means, of course, I trust you.
Yeah.
But because I think you feel really confident that it was divinely ordered. Maybe all of this, our friendship, you becoming our neighbor, the depth of our friendship, and then these opportunities that we both have to be able to uplift each other and celebrate the work that we're doing. But to have never done a podcast, I mean, and then to say, great, let's do it. Like, literally, let's let people who are watching this feel like they're just sitting with us as at your house as we would do. We'd be like, great, we've done drop off. Okay, the day is done. The kids are in the bath. Can we just carve out time and sit and relax? And I liked the idea of being able to be so authentically myself with someone who knows me in such a deep and profound way. And I think that's where you can meet people on a really, really pure.
Tell me one fact about each other, because I'm unconvinced that you know anything about each other. It's like we're so deeply friends. Are you? Because I don't talk like this with my deep friends. We talk about subject matter, not about how great our relationship is. Very bizarre.
Connected level. When you were saying, like, do you want to just do like cozies and no makeup? I like the idea of like, okay, great, let's let them see us.
We've already talked about this. We talked about the rocking chairs. We talked about the no makeup. We talked about the cozy pajamas. What is the content of this episode?
Our friendship. See us, see what it's really like.
Our friendship has been such a journey. And what I mean by that is, you know, when I sold it to L'Oreal, and even before then, one of the things that caught me off guard was when we were then part of L'Oreal, so many celebrities entered my orbit. So a lot of them wanted contracts with L'Oreal, which was why.
Right.
But it was this whole thing. And so I've seen inside so many different worlds, and I've seen how the press is part of all the things. Getting to know you for who you truly are, why I felt so passionate about this is like, I want people to see that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm going to get emotional if I talk about it, but like that's my intention. And I think that's what I feel called to do in this interview. So for me, it feels divinely ordered for that reason. Is like, I feel, you know,
we had a 10-minute intro about what this interview is going to be about. We had a 5-minute explanation about how great of friends they are. Now we're on minute 23 and we're talking about why they felt compelled to do the interview. This is the biggest filler fluff bullshit I've ever heard in my life.
That it's a gift to celebrate my friend with the world. And I think I've seen a lot of things in my life. I have never seen anything like what you go through on a daily basis.
I know.
I have never.
What do you go through? What? Tell me. What do you go through?
Seen anything like it.
I know.
I think what's so beautiful is when people connect, who are listening or watching, connect with the truth, and they'll know it's true in their soul when they hear and listen to this. And that's what I think is so special. And so
I love that. And I appreciate it because, you know, if it's, you know, the newness of our friendship, you're able to see that and think about the friends I've had for a really long time and their experience of watching it and going, oh my gosh.
What is it? What is it? What is it? What happens?
And then people that I reconnect with all these years later who literally can go, but you're the same.
You're the same.
Like, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
And how hard that is when I'm like, but I'm the same. But that's.
What's the same? What about you is the same? And what are you going through? I need a detail.
It's not what gets clicks or.
Drop a word salad in the chat.
Sells papers, so they need to do something else. But you're like, hey guys, I'm still here doing the same stuff.
Such a nerd.
I'll never forget, you and I were at a business conference together.
At Amy's.
At Amy Griffin's. Yeah, our friend Amy Griffin's. And afterwards we got back, and I think there was like lots of different just group photos from all the different people there on social media. No big deal. And I'd spoken at it. You were so supportive, all the things. Get back. I'm like, great. All of a sudden.
You told me about this.
Within like I'm so glad you don't see it. Within 5 seconds, there was thousands of articles. I was like, and what was wild to me about it was like, none of them were true. And I was like watching this. I'm like, this is wild. I'd never experienced that before. And I thought I'd seen everything. I really did. And then I remember one of my aunts called me and she's like, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? I'm like, what do you mean? She goes,
what did the article say? What did it say? What did these articles say? What was the lie? I don't even know what the real thing was. What was the lie? I don't know what you're talking about.
I heard that you and Megan were in a huge fight. I'm like, what? I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, no, she's amazing. What are you talking about? And she was literally so worried for me that maybe, like, because we got in a big fight. I'm like, huh?
I know.
And it was wild to me that, regular, and she's a teacher. Like, she's not looking at all this stuff. So regular people are getting these articles everywhere, and it's thousands of them.
Yeah.
Thousands daily.
Yes.
And I'm like, none of these are true.
Yeah, we didn't get into a fight.
We've never been. We had the best time.
I know.
Oh my gosh, it was the most empowering, inspiring.
I know.
And I'm just watching this, and so it was interesting because, I mean, nothing surprised me. We've all heard about tabloids for years. None of that surprised me. But what surprised me was it was the first time I was part of it to see just how absolutely incongruent it is from the truth, and then also to see how other people get it, so I was just like,
yeah, and how it breaks through.
Yes.
And that people can't decipher what's real or what's not.
Yes.
And I think it's really hard for people to understand that even in this day and age, that things can be printed that just aren't true. Yes. I think that's really hard to wrap your head around, especially at the volume that it happens when it comes to me.
How often do you see stories, whether they're in magazines or online? We need to pause for a super brief break. And while we do, take a moment to share this episode with every single person that you know who this could inspire, because this conversation can truly...
Just me, standing in my garden, reading papers with my name on it. Very, very normal behavior.
Okay, so there was an article that said that they were in a fight. This is the trenches that she's going through. I obviously think it's weird that tabloids can say weird stuff. I get that. But, like, that's what you're surviving every day. It seems pretty mild. Somebody online said that you had a fight with somebody. That's not true. Oh, and then what happened? That's it. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we should talk about it for 4 hours.
Truly be the words and inspiration they need to hear today to keep going, to remember that they matter.
This B-roll is so funny. It's like the scene where the woman dies in a movie and they're reflecting upon it. Because now the husband is alone, living in an apartment. He's sad, and he's thinking about his wife that died, and they're having the flashback scene. This is it. She's reading her own cards with her own name on it.
And to feel less alone and more enough, more connected, and more worthy.
She had to write down on a piece of paper, are you still able to have fun while people write articles about you?
And whether today you're listening for yourself or because someone that you love shared this episode with you, I want to welcome you to the Jamie Kern Lima Show podcast family. Thank you so much for being here. And can you take 2 seconds and do me a favor?
No.
Please hit the subscribe or follow button on the app that you're listening or watching on. Thank you so much. It truly means so much to me. You cannot...
These people... Who is listening to this unironically? This is $1 million set in a production, just so we all know. Showing all the behind the scenes stuff, the multi-camera, the whole live stream. It's not even live stream, it's like live to tape. It's a lot of money. It's $1 million set overall. I don't know how much she's paying her employees, per day to do this, but this is a lot of investment that she's made in this. I mean, to her, it's like a drop in the bucket, doesn't matter, but like, to then go, please like it and subscribe. Like, okay.
Also get inspiration into your inbox from me for free. You can just join my newsletter community. It's at jamiekernlima.com. Also, this incredible podcast episode today, it's not just for you and me. Please share this with every single person that you know who might need some inspiration today, or perhaps a boost in their self-belief. Because what you're
I don't know. If I was to share this with every single person I know, they would be like, these people have talked about nothing. What do you want me to take from this? Like, but they're friends in rocking chairs and they don't have makeup on. They're still beautiful. This is good for you to believe in yourself. Like, you need to seek help immediately.
You're about to hear can truly impact mine, yours, and their lives too.
I am so excited for this book. You know why? Because it's going to save so many people.
It's going to save so many people.
Worthy. Your new beautiful book, Worthy.
Get this book.
This book, I'm telling you, it's a book that can...
She has people come on her podcast, the same 5 people. Robin Roberts. What's her name? Yeah, Robin Roberts. Oprah. Mel Robbins. And now probably Meghan Markle. Sell her books for her. Tell her how amazing she is. And say how amazing the show is that we're listening to. This is the biggest self-promotion I've ever heard.
Change anybody's life who picks it up.
Anybody who's ever felt that they were not good enough, didn't measure up, something's missing in your life.
Oprah's got a screw loose.
It's powerful. It's happening. It's worthy.
Imagine, what would you do if you fully believed in you? I went from struggling waitress facing non-stop rejection to founder of It Cosmetics, a billion-dollar company, by learning...
Wait, there's a rule in this universe. You can't go more than 4 minutes without hearing about how she worked at Denny's for like 2 months or something like ridiculous short amount of time that she worked at Denny's.
How to overcome self-doubt and believe I'm worthy of my hopes and dreams. And I'm sharing how you can too in my new book, Worthy. How to believe you are enough and transform your life.
Robin Roberts, Ellen DeGeneres, Ed Millett. Okay, Robin Roberts, I typically respect. The rest, absolutely not.
If you're ready to truly trust yourself and break through that barrier of self-doubt, and know that where you come from, or even where you are right now, doesn't determine where you're going, then Worthy is for you. It's time to go from doubting you're enough to knowing you're enough. It's time to step into all of who you are and into the person you were born to be. And it's time to believe
Tony Robbins alert! Tony Robbins alert! This is so bad. When I was in the thick of self-help, I think I would still be turned off by this message. It's too on the nose. It's too in your face. It's too ridiculous. Oh, you worked at Denny's, so now I'm going to change my life? Come on. Like, get a grip, girl. Asari Shepherd, thank you so much. Asari Shepherd says, calm it down, Oprah. Saving people? Really? Yeah. This book about your life is going to save lives. Why? Because once a normal person became rich, and that is the best inspiration of all.
Your girl is a bougie bitch.
That's suspiciously like $500.
Priceless, juicy nuggets.
Priceless. Okay.
Are worthy of it. Because in life, we don't become what we want. We become what we believe we're worthy of. Yes. Join the Worthy movement today by grabbing your copy of Worthy anywhere books are sold. Then head to worthybook.com now for free gifts, including my 5-part course on becoming unstoppable and my 95-page Worthy workbook action plan that teaches you how to implement the tools from the book into your real life right now.
Worthy is groundbreaking.
Yo. Oh my God! None of these people have ever read this book, including herself. I'm sorry to say.
You are worthy. This book is going to change lives.
This book.
Dr. Will Cole, that's the guy who's doing enemas with Gwyneth Paltrow. This is waiting outside the Cheesecake Factory, waiting for it to open.
I'm outside the Cheesecake Factory waiting for it to open. Mic drop, homie.
She's got all the cast of characters we've seen before.
Literally will teach you how to actually feel worthy so that you can have the strength, you can have the confidence.
The lessons in this book and the strategies will change your life. You will never be the same again after you read this book.
He's never read a book in his life.
Book Worthy is a must read. It is going to inspire you, empower you, give you the hope that you need.
I'm going to write my own book in 1 year's time called Worthier. It's a book about how I discovered a new idea about being worthy. And I'm going to take all of the principles of this book and implement it in my own book. I'm going to have my daughter Sawyer write it, but I'm going to put my name on it, and it's going to change your life. And I will copyright the word worthy. So that anytime anyone feels worthy, they have to pay me a royalty. That's my new book called Worthy Royalty: How to Take Words and Make Royalty on Them. Mel Robbins out.
Kick in the rear end that you deserve.
Jamie's book Worthy is incredible.
The gifts are
Oh God, that's the woman who has good role play on Instagram. Okay, the holistic psychologist that was. I actually, this is like something I don't like to admit about myself, but
Rear end that you deserve.
Jamie's book Worthy.
Yeah, this is, I forget her name. It's like Dr. something. But she's got, I think, helpful role play. Her and her wife, I think, do back and forth about like, if you're a kid, this and that. However, her solution is therapy doesn't work, which I disagree with, and that you just have to like touch your vagus nerve and it'll heal you, and join my online course and then you'll be healed. So it's like, okay, well, the solutions that she's come up with are bad, I think. With the problems that she presents, I feel like have some value, but anyways.
Worthy is incredible.
The gifts are going away, but they're all free right now on worthybook.com.
The gifts are going away, guys. They're going away. You better get them now.
Out more of this incredible conversation together. How often do you see stories, whether they're in magazines or online?
I just have created such a strong boundary for myself. And even we were like, no, but it's a good one. It's like, there was this quote that I had up in my trailer when I was on Suits, talk about being a soothsayer, or if it's divinely ordered. How on earth would this be the quote that I had printed up in my trailer? And I was on that show for almost 7 years. And it says, I've already settled it for myself, so flattery and criticism go down the same drain. And I'm quite free.
I don't get it.
And it's a very hard thing to put into action to actually integrate.
Yeah.
But it's become so ingrained in my mind because it was there before it actually applied to me on a level like this. I've really tried to distance myself from all of it. And that has challenges too.
Mm-hmm.
It does. You know, I'm oblivious to a lot of things, but that allows me to live my life really authentically, make choices authentically. But it also allows me to be really detached from the outcome. I go, I can just show up, I can put good work out there, I feel confident with what we've created, and then let it go.
Mm-hmm.
So to answer your question.
Every time someone complains about like the feedback, and I don't disagree that it's probably hard to deal with. I think she's got to deal with a lot of like the tabloid stuff. I get that. But you know there's other jobs, right? Like even in entertainment, you could be a camera operator if you wanted to be in the entertainment business. You could be a producer. You could be a writer. You could be a director. You could be an executive producer where all you're doing is paying for projects or funding projects that you believe in. You do not have to have a Martha Stewart style Netflix show where you're the star. There is other options. So if it's really that horrible, stop doing it. Same thing with Rachel Hollis. It's like, you don't have to be a self-help person. If you want to be a writer, you can just write a fiction book. And you never have to go on the internet or put yourself out there ever again if it's so awful for you. But I don't buy that what they're selling, which is like, oh, this is such a heartache for me. They love it. They love it. And they're getting negative attention, which they don't like. But they rather have attention than nothing. Anyways.
Maybe 1% of what's in the world I would see, and only if it's brought to me and said, like, you should really read this. You will learn something from it. Or this is really good insight. Or I think you'll appreciate how this writer or journalist really wants to get the story right. Or the text of like, hey, just sending love and checking in. And you're like, your hackles go up. About what? What now? What is it now? What are they reading now? Why are they sending love and checking in?
Yeah.
And you can make yourself a little bit nuts with it, as opposed to maybe they are just sending love and checking in. which is why your voice notes are helpful because I can always hear your tone.
Yeah, I'm always like, are you enjoying this?
Yeah.
Like, are you celebrating? You remember I didn't celebrate that much. Are you celebrating?
Are you celebrating? You have to celebrate. You have to enjoy this. Huge. This is huge.
This is huge. It's big. It's big. It's big. You just launched As Ever. Sold out. Everything sold out in under an hour.
Everything. Yeah.
And
45 minutes.
Well, and so many entrepreneurs, they don't realize how hard it is until they do it. And the world now can see these wins, which is really exciting. But you've been working so hard. Like you've been working so hard for so long.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's all coming, like everything is blossoming right now.
Yes. Well, and with actors, that happens a lot too, where they say, this overnight success story. And they're saying, I have been on this grind and auditioning for.
As ever, raspberry spread. Ooh, a curated collection by Megan, Duchess of Sussex. Ooh, raspberry spread in a keepsake packaging for $14. Herbal lemon ginger tea for $12. Flour sprinkles $15. And shortbread cookie mix with flour sprinkles for $14.
The prices are actually not that bad. It's actually the price of everything at the grocery store right now, unfortunately.
Let's see. As Ever is more than a brand, it's a love language. It's a love language. I'm gonna buy it. Oh, it's sold out. Oh no. Whatever will I do? I'm hosting a tea party tonight, and I need Megan's favorite shortbread with flowers in them. I'm gonna put them over a light dusting over your morning parfait, chia seed pudding, avocado toast, or even your latte.
Oh, how many were there? I want to know how many packages were available, because it seems unlikely that it would sell out if they had more than 20.
For 10 years and hearing no after no after no after no after no. So yes, 10 years and a night.
Yeah.
But to the world, it's just, what has she been doing? Does she work? As opposed to, oh my gosh, I work so hard. And
Do you work?
I appreciate what hard work looks like. I like working hard. And I'm still working hard, right? The moment that everything sells out, it doesn't mean that we're done.
Yeah.
It means we're working on replenishment and what are the next SKUs and what's the next tranche of products and what's the timing on that and writing the newsletters and writing the social.
Not writing the newsletter. Not the newsletter. I can't do it. Where's my violin music? I have to post on Instagram and I have to write the newsletter. It's really hard. I understand hard work. The thing is, everyone works hard. Some people don't, but even the people who don't work hard, they still have to get up and go and do stuff, like, in order to live. Working hard is like the baseline of everything. The fact that you work hard, why do you deserve an extra pat on the back? I don't understand. Why are we making it inspirational? Oh, I work really hard. It's like, okay, as does everyone else, but basically in the world. So why you're actually living your dream, which is more than 99% of everybody. You have control of the company, you have money. So actually, you are way above most people.
Media captions and making sure that all that feels in line and what's the cadence of it and
not the captions.
What's the photography that we want to do and what do I want to wear for those shoots, while also editing all the time-coded notes for season 2 of With Love Megan, and then being in.
She's obsessed with time coding. Like there's no time coding that you're doing. Okay.
Edits for the podcast and being a mom and a wife and a friend.
Yeah.
Those are all jobs. I mean, I love being that busy, but I do think it's really interesting when people have no sense of what goes into the thing.
Yeah.
And then when the thing seems as though it's like, oh, well, wow, huge. The thing's not done.
Right.
Who said it was done?
The finish line was really the starting line.
Yes.
Who thought, oh, you're done. You sold out once. That's it. Like other idiots in the neighborhood? Like who would think that?
Yes. I feel it's so funny. And, in the past, 15 years, I've had so many people, whether I mentor them or they're mentors of mine, and then they're going to start a business in a different way for the first time, or they're friends, and they are so excited to launch a business. Then they do, and they're like, oh, it never stops. When you have and everyone listening who has this experience, whether you've launched your own business or you are right now, it never stops. Like, you got to be ready. Like, I feel like entrepreneurship and parenting, those two things are like the hardest. You shared in a New York Times interview recently, you said that you need to work and you love to work. Can you share more about that?
Well, I've loved New York Times cooking and New York Times.
First of all, she does not need to work. Okay. She loves to work as long as it's all about me and something very easy to do. I mean, if I had millions of dollars that were coming in for me making like a cooking show on Netflix, there could be nothing more exciting and better. Yes, it's going to be hard work, but it's not going to be like, oh, I got to go, pick up garbage for the next 20 years. I don't know, whatever.
Times food for a long time, so that was a fun one for me. No, I need to work because it fills my cup.
So you
also,
don't
we
need
need to work for practical reasons. You need to work. Pay your bills. You need to work. But
Wait. Sorry. I missed the plot here.
A fun one for me. No, I need to work because it fills my cup. Also, we need to work for practical reasons. You need to work. Pay your bills. You need to work.
So your bills aren't paid. Give me a break.
But it fuels me in such a huge way.
Your eyes sparkle when you're talking about creating and watching other people create, like at the Broadway show.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
And that's what, and I also love being with a crew and a team. So Suits, that was 7 years of my life.
I love when people are working for me. Like, I love having servants because they just get my vision. They just execute on what I'm telling them to do.
And that's a crew of over 200 people. It's a lot of people.
200 people? For what?
And even on the series that I just did for Netflix,
you had like four jam canisters. 200 people.
When people are saying, why wouldn't you film this in your own kitchen at your own house? That's a crew of 80 people.
Yeah.
Would you?
80 people to pull off that Netflix show? That's embarrassing. 80 people to do what? Make everything crumb by crumb? That's insane. That's an overhired crew.
You have 80 people in your house when your kids are coming home from school or for lunch? No, I want my home and my kitchen to be a sacred place that my kids associate with me cooking for our family.
Yeah.
So finding a place and really trying to
sacred kitchen,
not have to explain those choices, but be really confident in the choices that I've made that are in the best and highest good for me and for my family.
Yeah.
I've always loved to work.
I remember when cosmetics was in my living room and I had no separate, my whole home felt like an office for so long because we couldn't afford a separate place. And then when we finally could, I was like, okay.
Did you like it or did you miss having it at home?
No, I don't miss it. I don't miss that part of it because Megan, I had thousands of product samples all over my living room. It looked like an episode of like
I've got
Storage Wars or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh my gosh, I look like a Costco or something. There's just boxes. So you need more. Yes. And then also you have to keep in mind, so that the actual brand and business is happening with all of these products that we've tested to scale it to.
Tested. H had 4 pieces of toast. He's exhausted.
What I'm making on my stove.
Yeah, you're a hard worker. There are times we get together and I'm like, I just want to have DoorDash come in. And you're like, let's make some. And I'm like, I know, I just want a glass of wine and hang out.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, but it's like, it's in you. I was going to ask you that actually because, just to share some kind of fun moments because I really want to take people behind the scenes into this. The first time, so I know you look at all the data, it is impossible to have a true friendship or a true relationship with anybody, a true connection if you don't show up fully authentically.
Yes.
And I remember one of the times you're at my house and I've seen all the beautiful stuff you make and it's just like it's in you. You just make these things and you and
oh my gosh, tell me more about myself. Tell me more, please. It fills my cup. It's work. I'm working right now. Tell me more compliments. Sorry, Shepherd. Thank you so much. Sorry says, girl on right looks like a high doll. What does that mean? A high doll? What's that? Is that a real thing? I'm gonna look it up. This? Hold on. Ugh, I keep losing the... Hold on. I guess I could kind of see it. Which one does she look like? Is she purple? Blue, more of a blue girl. Okay. Jamie Lima Kermit the Frog. All right, sorry. Thank you, sorry. Good pull.
Raised you and I
high
were
as an inebriated. Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Is with TV dinners on a TV tray.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and somehow you just, it's like in you. And I remember you came over. I'm like, I'm gonna make Megan a charcuterie tray, which I just learned that word a few years ago. Charcuterie. Anyways, like I'm
gonna put cheese on a plate. I'm gonna do it. Guys, I'm working so hard. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put some salami on a plate. Yay!
Clap once if you like charcuterie. You clapped 5 times. That means you don't like charcuterie. Okay.
a charcuterie tray. So I put it all together and I looked at it. And I remember you came over and I was like,
very proud of you. The effort was A for effort.
It was an A for effort. And
now what stopped you from cutting off the tops of the carrots? You cubed the cheese. What made you go, you know what? It's good for guests. A full-ass carrot. With the stems. Thank you. Sorry, Shepherd. Thank you. Okay. A doll that's high. Yes. They got giggle juice. They went to the dentist for some nitrous energy. Miss Jamie Lean Kermit the Frog. Love it. Love it. This looks good. This is what her crew eats. This is the craft services on Megan's cruise. They got 80 people. They got to share this because they're all on diets.
my daughter, who is 6, can make one way better than I make. She loves to cook, but I just remember just being like, if we're gonna have a real friendship, this is who I am. And I remember you just loved it. Right. And then I asked you, I'm like, okay, just so I know, what would you do to make it a little bit, more, welcoming, aesthetically pleasing?
Literally anything. You could have done anything and it would look better than that. I thought it was going to be normal. I think this is a joke. This is a setup to make Megan feel good about herself, because there's no way that this person that's gotten the biggest smile in the world would think that putting 4 full-size carrots on a plate was the move. I'm sorry to say, she's been at fancy restaurants before. You know what a charcuterie board looks like. Come on. You've been to a million premiere parties with charcuterie. Give me a break.
Pleasing. And in I felt like somehow you had this magic wand, and in 10 seconds you go in my pantry, you go in the fridge, and you do these things, and I look down at it and I'm like, what in the world? It looks like all of a sudden, it looks like a cover of a magazine. It's just in you.
I literally think she set this up to give her a softball win, because Megan loves to be complimented so deeply.
And so 2 questions. One is, where did that come from? And but also, probably a year ago now, I remember someone else's kid falling on the playground. Tons of people there. You're the first one to run over there. You don't even think about it. It's you're over there, you're taking...
Is this a compliment roast? Is it a reverse roast? This is not an interview. It's one time I had a plate of crackers and cement, and you came over and you said, girl, put some cheese on there. Take the cement off. I can help you. You saved my life that day. I would have killed everyone I was going to give that to. I put rat poison on a plate and I said, okay, family, here you go. And you stopped me. Where does that come from? Where does that just instinct come from jumping in? And then one time we were walking by a building and it was on fire and there was a toddler screaming out the window. And I looked at it and said, oh, beautiful window. And you said, let's call 911. Let's go back to the house and call 911 later. I think they're okay for now, but we went back home and you called. Amazing. And they did not survive, but you thought to call. I just thought that was so interesting. How did you do that? What are you doing here? This is a joke.
Taking care of that child, like right away. I've seen you do this in multiple places. You know, you speak of strawberries. When I was like super stressed out one time, I had in-laws and all these people visiting.
You had a very full house.
Very full house. And all of a sudden I get word that, you know,
I dropped something off.
All of a sudden, you dropped off this gift basket with ice creams, homemade strawberry sauce to put on top.
Okay, the very we are close friends note of with the compliments of HRH, the Duchess of Sussex. Yeah, these people definitely know each other for sure. Yes, it was a full house and I came over and left you my hand-printed card with my crown on the M.
Top of the ice cream, just to see if that helps lighten my load. It was like as if you're in my shoes, feeling what I was feeling without me even needing to tell you anything. And you're doing something that adds value to my life. Yeah. And when I see the joy, like my daughter loves cooking and you all of a sudden.
She makes very good charcuterie boards.
Oh my gosh. Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
That's 6 years old.
She makes
amazing crudité and charcuterie boards.
And she wants to be a chef when she grows up. And you drop off this board that says Chef Wonder on it. Yeah. Like, so do you feel, because I think also.
Dear Wonder, February, so very recently, 2025. I'm assuming we knew that this podcast was coming, so she has to lay down the foundation of how great friends they are and then how giving she is as a person to prove. Dear Wonder, for your culinary masterpiece, love, Miss Megan. I'm so emotional. The gift of money never ceases to amaze me.
So when people watch with Love Megan, whether they know how to do any of that stuff or not, whether they're learning by watching the show, or I've read a lot of people also just love it because it just helps them feel calm. They don't want to watch whatever's going on in the news. They just want to you know, be in that world. Knowing how to do all these things, like, is it a passion you've studied hard for, or is it just sort of like this innate talent?
I think.
Yeah, she went to Charcuterie U to learn the art of giving gifts and putting crackers on plates.
I have a really classic aesthetic in terms of how I see things. I've never ever considered myself artistic. So it's really odd to voice that now as all of this is people are like talking about my handwriting or how I put a plate together or how I put an outfit together.
I'll always say that.
I've never thought of it. Like, I don't paint. I would love to learn how to knit. Oh my gosh. I just can't figure it out. I've tried forever. I'm as bad as knitting as I am at playing tennis. I'm just terrible at certain things. And I found an old report card from when I was at Hollywood Schoolhouse. Maybe I was probably Archie's age. Oh yes, because our kids got their report cards. So I was thinking about memory lane with that. I'll get back to your question in a second, but you'll like this, where you're going through, and that's when grades weren't A, B, C, D at that age. Yeah. It's right, like satisfactory, unsatisfactory, or I don't know what the best one would be, but it came to ability to throw and catch a ball, not applicable. Oh my gosh. It's like, well, I'm a great runner if someone is chasing me. Otherwise, just not the most athletic. So there are certain things that we have built in as strengths, and then there are certain things that are opportunities for growth. And I'm
with you, girl.
I love when things look beautiful. And even when you don't have a lot, you're able to make things look beautiful. And I think about small apartments that I've had, or, you know, small, tiny kitchens that I had, or even when I had my first apartment and I went to Northwest.
They talk about themselves. I've heard nothing about anyone other than adoring fans, hordes of haters, and what these two do. There is no application to the wider world at all.
Western in Evans.
One time I got a satisfactory grade on throwing a ball in third grade.
It's like we're scraping the bottom of the barrel, of the Pottery Barn barrel here.
And when I moved out of the sorority that I lived in for a couple years, then I had my own little apartment. It was tiny, great little studio apartment. And that's when I would sit there and watch Food Network all the time and learn how to make certain things and make really like how to make a pasta more special. And you would see plating. You would see someone drizzle the olive oil on top. And somehow it elevated it beyond what I thought were, which still are, by the way, kind of like great dinners at Olive Garden, where I like loved to never.
Meghan Markle was a KKK. Oh my God. KK. Jesus. Kappa Kappa Gamma. KKG. Sorry. I was looking at the Greek letters. That was a misspeak. KKG, in case you were curious about which sorority she was in. We had one on my campus. They are nice.
Ending pasta bowl.
But no one loves Olive Garden.
Was drizzling and finishing a plate. No one was making it present as beautifully as it was going to taste. And I loved watching people get excited about that when they'd see it. And I guess that translates into a lot of different things, but it's attention to detail. And what does attention to detail for me mean? It's kind of rooted in what people's experience of it is going to be. So it makes them happy to receive it. It makes me happier to give it to them. It does. Like, I knew when I dropped off that strawberry, it wasn't even preserves. It didn't have time to set. I just made a quick one because we had a lot of strawberries at the time. And I heard what you were saying and how many people were there. And I just knew that even if we never...
Megan went to Northwestern University, a private nonprofit college, and she was in KKG. So I don't know what year she went, but it says Meghan Markle stepped into the royal spotlight, blah, blah, blah. She went to a private all-girls Catholic school in Los Angeles for high school called Immaculate Heart High School in Los Angeles in 1999. So she was already in private school in high school and then went to another private university. So it doesn't sound like she was that suffering monetarily. She went to, in 99, she went to the prestigious Northwestern University, a double major. She graduated in 2003 with a bachelor's in theater and international studies. So she's not an artist, but she graduated with a bachelor's degree in theater. Okay. During her college years, she was in Kappa Kappa Gamma and did volunteer work. And then came the internship. Meghan's uncle, Michael Markle, helped her land a coveted position as a junior press officer at the U.S. Embassy in Buenos Aires. This wasn't just a gig. It was an exploration of Meghan's potential in politics and diplomacy. So when was she in this tiny apartment just watching Food Network, just like a normal gal, trying to make it in this big old world? Sounds like she had a very princess royal life her whole life. I don't know her humble beginnings, as she says, but sounds like 18 and up sounds pretty good to me. It says after graduating, she took on a variety of odd jobs that required hustle, including freelance calligraphy. Okay. She was in the trenches with that calligraphy, a talent she has since become known for. So Okay, then it says her calligraphy has earned her admiration for its elegance and precision, and she even designed wedding invitations for some high-profile clients. So she is known as an artist. Then she embraced the yoga world, becoming a certified yoga instructor. Wow, that's rough. I don't know how she got out of that. And she didn't break into the business overnight. For years, she worked tirelessly auditioning for roles. She landed a small role in a variety of television shows. These roles included General Hospital in 2002. Okay, she didn't graduate from college until 2003, so she was already in General Hospital before she even graduated. CSI 2006, and then in 2008, she was on 90210. It wasn't until 2011 when she was on Suits. Okay, that's all I care about. Sounds like a very privileged life. Sorry to say. I don't know why they hate that so much. You have a privileged life. You have a good life. What is the problem with that?
Talked about it, that it would brighten your day in what was probably a really overwhelming day. That made me feel excited at the possibility of being able to have some offering that would make you feel good. And I guess over the years, like, again, back to wanting to feel seen and wanting people to feel seen.
I think if this was me and I gave my friend a gift and we had a podcast, I'd be like, oh my God, it's no sweat. I love doing that stuff. And we'd move on to other topics. Why do we have a 40-minute, I just believe it's important to give a gift. And when I gave you this gift, and can you bring up the photo again? I wrote my name like this, and then I gave you ice cream because I knew that. It's like, if you have to explain why you're giving a gift, the gift kind of loses its value. Okay, sorry.
It shows that you're really listening to what their needs are. It shows that you can show up for them no matter what you have going on. And a lot of that's probably doing the things for other people that I had missed for so long, when you don't feel seen or when you feel lonely and you just want someone to like reach out in a meaningful and thoughtful way, not with a huge gesture, but something of like, no, I really I see you. I'm thinking about you over there. Tiny, tiny things that really just move the needle. It could change someone's life. So yeah, it brings me a lot of joy to do that. That to me is not work. That's complete joy.
It's a gift. You gave a gift basket to someone. Get a grip on yourself.
You sharing that reminds me of a moment. I remember, we have a lot of fun in the rocking chairs. Yeah, we have all the things. Yeah. And also, I'm thinking about one moment where I was having the worst day and I was so sad. And I remember you canceled a date night, came over, sat in the rocking chairs, and I was like, sorry, H.
Do they have makeup on, and were they in cozy pajamas during this?
I was like crying. I had no makeup, so I had my bright red rosacea, and I was like, ah. And
I could just tell I was like, I don't think so. We have a date night. You're like, okay. I was like,
what you just shared is the most powerful advice. It's like when you have felt unseen, or you have felt like maybe you had needs in friendships or this or that. It's like be the friend that you want in your life, and you do that. Your close friends and family.
You're right.
So many of them call.
This is such Micah Stauffer voice when she's performing. Micah Stauffer has a normal voice when she's like talking to about normal things. When she did her YouTube channel, we have the little baby coming, and we're so excited for this journey with my little new baby. We gave him away, but that's okay.
UM
Good call.
And Harry H.
Yes.
How did that start? And tell me about that.
Well, you'll never guess. It's because my name starts with M, and you'll never guess this either. My husband's name starts with H. So we just, to save the wrinkles in our mouth, because every time we say each other's name, it would give a little wrinkle. We just start with the letter, and then the letter is way shorter. And so then I preserve my beautiful smile that inspires young children to pursue their marriages.
I'm sorry. I'm being such a bitch.
Probably at the beginning of us dating, when everything was in code.
Code, yeah.
Right. People didn't know we were dating for
4 days.
Talk about memory lane. So long ago. I mean, it'll be our 7-year wedding anniversary soon. I couldn't tell anyone who I was dating, and he was keeping. So I think we were just on a letter basis.
Yeah.
And then it stuck.
It stuck.
It stuck.
Yeah. And still to this day.
Yeah, I like it.
We'll all be on a play date, or we'll be somewhere. There'll be tons of people there, and he'll say M, and you'll say H, and your friends say M, and it just is a thing.
It's a thing.
And do you both love it? Like it's just natural.
Yes, and I like nicknames a lot. I love nicknames.
I love nicknames. I have my nickname for my best friend Sue, S. You'll never guess why.
You are such a big proponent of women, of female founders.
Yes.
For my birthday, you shared this incredible handbag by this amazing company. You recently wore a Valencia key bracelet, and holy.
I buy luxury goods from women. It doesn't even feel like work to me.
Moly, her business, she shared her business exploded. She had an 11,000% increase in sales, like for weeks straight. Everything sold out.
I'm so glad.
So, there's this thing known as the Megan effect.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Amazing.
It makes me feel really great when specifically it can help uplift brands that have a great ethos and
can really uplift the luxury bag business. It's a sector that does not get enough attention.
Female founders and there was a long time where I wasn't out talking. So if you couldn't hear me, how could I be heard through what I was wearing if that's what people were focusing on? Or the choices I was making that you didn't have to say a word, but it would move product for small companies or allow, even when we were living in the UK, a small company in Scotland able to, hire 50 more employees, or small businesses who would take women out of positions of being trafficked and instead give them jobs. And by wearing those jeans, I knew it was going to allow them to save more women. So
get a grip. Again, I was saving women from being human trafficked by wearing a pair of jeans. You're out of your mind. You don't really think that, do you?
All of those things end up becoming a touch point that's really, really high value to me. And then being able to hear the stories of how it has helped them or their businesses. And even just, it could have been the day that they were going to give up. Could have been the day that they're just going, why am I doing this? It's not worth it. And if I can come in with a little sprinkle of fairy dust just by wearing a bracelet or doing something, and that changes the course of their business, that's a huge honor to be able to have that kind of impact for someone.
Yeah.
Someone that most of the time I won't even know.
Yeah. I never ever realized that during seasons where maybe you felt like you couldn't use your voice, that was a way to use your voice.
Yeah, to still be heard and allow other people's voices to be heard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. This level of self-importance is unhealthy. You cannot think of yourself as this important. You can't. It will rot your brain. It'll be like eating the worst candy in the world every single day and never brushing your teeth. That's what it's doing to your brain. If you really think that wearing a bracelet is fixing women's lives, you are out of your goddamn mind.
Yeah, that was a really, that's always meant something to me. And then, because I love a handwritten note, when I would end up getting handwritten notes from people from all over the world saying what it's done for their business. Because again, if I'm not reading press even back then, someone would say like, that's sold out, but you had no metrics for it. What was helpful is if a letter would get to me. I'm very sentimental, so I have most of them saved. Just like, wow, how it really changed their lives. That, to me, it's worth its weight in gold.
Yeah. I know you were raised in California.
Yeah.
And you've now lived in a few different parts of California. What are your favorite parts of California?
Definitely Compton and Sacramento, Bakersfield, and Death Valley.
Oh, I should be a California tourism ad because I love this state so much.
Ugh,
I used to watch
no one
those,
loves California like she does.
Visit California commercials. And I remember when I started auditioning, I was like, I just want to be in a Visit California commercial. I just want to be there talking about how great this state is. I just love that within 2 hours you can have access to snow or beach or desert. I love the diversity of it. We have an amazing food scene. I feel really, really lucky to have been born here. I love just being able to connect to outside and outdoors and being able to hike. And I think there's something really powerful about being connected to nature and the elements. Even if you don't go to the beach, just seeing the water, I think is really powerful. So I like the openness that it brings.
It's so funny. My best friend Jackie and you are both the best hikers. And
oh my God, when we went on the hike.
The time I went on the hike with you, I'm like, so can you slow down?
No, the best was like, we're going on a hike, like a real hike. And Jamie gets out of the car. She's like, yeah. And you have your little to-go coffee
My
cup.
to-go coffee.
I was like, do you want me to put that in the car? You ready to we're hiking? And I remember you said like, oh, when someone said a hike before, you're just walking around a reservoir or something.
I thought so. I've gone hiking with friends and it's like, yeah, exactly. It's like around it. We go and I'm like, I have my to-go coffee and my rosacea's red.
What makes you a good hiker? What qualifies as a good hiker? Walking the trail better than others? Strutting your stuff in a certain way? What makes you a good hiker? I'm curious.
Right now with no makeup on, but by the time you and I got to the top, I was like, okay.
You did great.
Oh my gosh.
You did great.
Yeah, you were so patient. And then I feel it's so funny. It reminded me, my best friend Jackie of 25 years. I was a waitress at Denny's. She was a waitress across the street.
It's been 5 minutes. We had to talk about Denny's.
Did you said that you made strawberry jam. Did you know that Denny's, where I used to work, has strawberry jam as well? They discontinued it, but they did have it for several months back in 97, just when I worked there, actually. I just wanted to tell you I worked at Denny's.
Street at a steakhouse. And she's like you, we'll go hiking, and she could do it twice.
Ooh.
In the time I do it once.
Oh.
And she's not even sweating. Yeah. And I'm like drenched in sweat.
No, you're glistening. You're just glistening.
I'm glistening. I'm glowing.
Glowing. She was
glowing.
All blown up.
You know what I want to do? I want to go to Denny's with you and show you my favorite things that I ate when
the Grand Slam breakfast.
All of it. And I'll drizzle fancy syrup on the pancakes for you. I will do that.
Really?
You have so many amazing big wins right now, things you've been working so hard on, and
but not harder than I worked at Denny's.
Husband just shared publicly for the first time. He said, I'm so happy for my wife and fully support absolutely everything she's done and continues to do.
When did he say that?
This week. It's everywhere in the press. Yeah, it's beautiful. But so you don't know this. Okay, so you're hearing this for the first time.
That's sweet.
I love that you're hearing this for the first time. He says, I'm so happy for my wife and fully supportive and support absolutely everything she's done and continues to.
To me, I feel like that's a red flag in a relationship. Like your husband is doing multiple press interviews for a reason you don't know and you're unaware that he's talking to the press. That's kind of weird. It seems like you're very distant with each other. I feel like if my hypothetical husband was giving interviews about me, I would have known that. But like, of course I know. Yeah, I was there in the room when he was saying it, and I was like hitting him in the, in the ribs as a joke. Okay, I don't know.
How does that make you feel?
Oh, he's such a great partner. I feel that. Right. I feel that every day in how supportive he's been and is.
My third child's going to be named Grand Slam Lima. Kern Lima.
But I didn't know he said that. So that's really nice.
Because over easy Lima.
I think having a partner, I asked you this when you were on my podcast. Like, do you think that you would have been able to get through all the no's and the challenges if you were doing it solo, if you didn't have the support of Paolo. And there's something that is not to be taken for granted when you have a partner and a spouse who is just so behind you. You know, I mean,
especially financially, in your case, Jamie.
That man loves me so much. And, you know, look what we've built. We've built a beautiful life, and we have 2 healthy, beautiful children. And, you know, and I always think about it like the end of Super Mario Brothers, when you get to the final level, and what's the goal in Super Mario? They're like, slay the dragon, save the princess. I'm like, that's my husband. He's just out there, just constant, like he's just going to do whatever he can to make sure that our family is safe and protected and we're uplifted. And
does he work even? Like, what is he doing? I don't know. I see him less and I appreciate it. At least he's quiet. Slaying the dragon by what? Talking to the press about how great you are? That's slaying a dragon? Okay.
And still make time for date nights.
Are you in love now more than ever? More than you've ever been?
Yeah, I mean, you have to imagine at the beginning, everyone is
with
like,
myself, you mean, right? You're talking about me. Yes, of course I'm in love with myself more than ever before. It's a never-ending relationship.
And then we immediately went into the trenches together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right out of the gate, like 6 months into dating. So now 7 years later, when you have a little bit of breathing space, you can just enjoy each other in a new way. And that's why I feel like it's more of a honeymoon period for us now.
She doesn't know one fact about her husband. She doesn't know one fact about Jamie Lima Kermy.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll be married forever?
Yeah.
Yes.
I have a
They'll be divorced in 4 years.
letter.
He's also a fox, if you haven't noticed. My husband's very, very handsome. But his heart is even more beautiful.
I love
No one's buying that, girl. No one's buying that.
that your eyes are sparkling right now.
Oh. You have a letter from him?
I have a letter from your husband.
They sleep in separate bedrooms. They have different wings of the house, is the vibe I'm getting from this. She doesn't know he's talking to the press. He has to send her written letters for her to understand what's going on. She goes, this man loves me so much. She says nothing in return about loving him. They're on the rocks.
And your kids.
Oh.
It's actually from them.
Was this in the press also?
Via
He
him.
did this?
No one's ever seen this before.
Okay.
And I would love to share it with you. And if you feel comfortable.
Is this from this morning?
Share it with all of us.
Oh my God.
You should be embarrassed. You should be like, this is so weird. Why is my family writing me a letter on a podcast? This is so bizarre. Do I have to read it? Okay, I'll do it for you because you're my neighbor and true friend, but this is so odd and I feel so uncomfortable. There's too much fuss made about me here. I'm just a normal girl from California, in which I love. That's, I think, a normal response. This is like, oh shucks. Okay, I guess I can read this about myself. The biggest smile ever. It's about me? Great, finally, a moment of me again.
From Archie and Lily via Papa. We love your cooking. We love your pancakes. And we love, love, love your hugs. You're the best mummy and we love you.
So they're already playing into it. The compliment parade that she's walking in constantly. Her kids are aware. Her husband's aware. They're not saying, Mommy, we found a butterfly today. No, they know. We love you because you are so great and you make the best pancakes. They're not sharing their lives with her. They're complimenting her because that's all she cares about.
Oh, so sweet. I also love that it's mummy, which is very British instead of mommy.
British.
No, yeah, they're the greatest.
You know, and so it's kind of fun reading that to you about just how much he supports.
The world didn't see that until right now. It just was another compliment for her. Like, wow, groundbreaking.
Supports you and how proud he is with everything he's doing with Invictus Games and all the projects
I went to the Invictus Games once. It was pretty cool. That was actually when they were dating or just started to date. Because in my mind, I was like, he's going to see me from across the basketball game and be like, who's that girl? Who's that girl sitting over there? Is she single? I'm about to go over there. And I had a whole thing in my head about it. I was like 24, I think. 25 maybe 28. I don't know. No, and I thought maybe it's not a high chance, but there is a chance of me being a princess. And then she came onto the scene, and she's got better jam than me. So you lose some, you win some.
So passionate about what are the best ways that you support him that he needs with all of those?
I think a lot of it is being a soundboard, especially because I don't read media or press.
Yeah.
I'm a good barometer of just sometimes maybe just
Wait, what was her question? What do you love about him? And she's like, I'm so good of using him to listen to me.
That you support him that he needs with all of those.
I think a lot of it is being a soundboard, especially because I don't read media or press.
Yeah.
I'm a good barometer of just sometimes maybe just a very removed point of view because I'm only looking at it through the lens of loving him.
Yeah.
What's in his best and highest good? What's in the best interest for us as a family? What will help nurture him and help him find balance?
Yeah.
So I think in that regard, I can hear it through a different lens because my opinion isn't colored by anything other than what I know from him and what I can see for our future. So, I really love making him breakfast. Before I left, I told you Archie's homesick today. So I made him lemon, ginger, manuka.
So who's watching him? If you're mom of the year, who's watching your kid?
Honey tea, and he just really wanted bacon. So I made a lot of bacon, and then I made a breakfast sandwich with a fried egg and good 2 slices of American cheese, all melty and lots of bacon in there. And
stop it! No, not American cheese. He's British, girl. You're so hilarious.
Nice. You and I, in the rocking chairs,
yes,
have talked a lot about, mother figures in our lives and our mothers and family. When Lily grows up,
I can't take it.
What are your hopes that she would share and say about her mother?
Oh, what a great question.
It's not a good question. It's awkward as hell. For anyone else, that's not insane.
I hope she says, I know that they'll feel like, oh my gosh, no one has ever loved someone more than the way our mom loved us.
Self-centered. What the hell?
And I put that in practice. That's part of every day how I show up for them. And I read a lot of parenting books. I really want to be good at it. I think a lot of stuff comes naturally, and a lot of stuff we can all use tools. But one of our mom friends, she had said to me last year that she just created sort of secret email addresses for her kids that she'll give to them at some point in their life. And she would just send to them, random pictures, the pictures that you aren't going to put in a frame.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was such a great time capsule to create for them because I still have scrapbooks and photo albums, but we're past that generation now. And so I'd created for the kids these email addresses that sort of like names, again, that you would never guess, that I will give them at some point in their lives when they're older. But before I go to bed almost every night, I email them.
Wow.
I email because it doesn't have to be a heavy lift, and you email them like, here's your report card from today, or oh my gosh, you said the funniest thing this morning, or here's a picture of you two having breakfast, or here's you playing with the dog. The things that you're not going to frame, the things that you're not going to put pen to paper in a journal, but they will end up at one point in their life, maybe when they're 16 or when they're 18, that I say, here's an email that I've been keeping for you.
I have full body chills right now.
For your whole life.
Full body.
And here's everything and every moment that I wanted to tell you.
I'm so cold.
How much I love you and how proud I am of you. And of all things that's making me emotional. For them to be able to look back and go, oh my gosh, she has loved us so much.
So weird. Okay, here's me Hold on.
I'm gonna share something about my life with you guys. And it's about how cool I used to be because I got to go to cool events like the Invictus Games. And this one you can't even tell where I'm at, but I'll show you. Hold on. This is a really important moment, you guys. Sometimes I like to find pictures of myself and share them with my live stream.
Okay. You can't even tell where we're at, but we are at the Invictus Games. At the opening ceremonies. This is circa, I don't know, 2016, 2017. That was my friend and I at one of the events. And then this is me outside of the event. So I wasn't lying. I'm actually telling you the truth. Okay. Look how cute I used to be. Ugh. God, I hate growing older. It sucks. Okay. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say that. That's like my mother and me saying that. Growing older is a gift, all right? It's a good thing and it's okay. Okay.
And that's, I think, the best part about being a mom. And we go back to like a love language or gifts. It's not about the grandeur of a gesture. It's about, I see you. I'm nurturing you and I see you so deeply. And I love being able to see your growth and just so proud of them.
Yeah. So beautiful.
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't expecting that one. Yeah, they're just it's just so
There's no
great.
tears
This is why
under
it's so
there.
nice to not have makeup on.
Right?
Thank you. It's the greatest gift you can give. That's the gift that will cost you nothing and that will mean everything to your children. You can do it for your partner too. Yeah.
It's not a bad idea. I don't think it's bad, but I'm just annoyed at everything she says because she's insufferable. So
Yeah.
That is so beautiful.
No, you should do it for the kids.
Yeah, I'm having these like aha moments right now, thinking about doing that and also about how many people are going to start doing that.
Yeah.
Start doing that because that's so beautiful. And I think about like the closest person to me in my entire life is
that tear that she had at her for Rye just shot down as if it was a squirt gun. Did you see that? Watch. Can we watch it in slow-mo? It's like it squirted out of her eye. Hold on. Ready? I wish I could zoom in. I don't think I can.
having these like aha moments right now, thinking about doing that and also about how many people are going to start doing that.
Yeah.
Start doing that because that's so
That's why it was so like jolting because it went. I don't think she's got feeling in her eyes because there was no warning for that. I think she sounds better slow.
beautiful. And I think about like the closest person to me in my entire life is my mom who adopted me, and when she passed away, like
this is
the
actually sad.
things she said to me toward the end, when she was basically like, whatever you do in life, don't change. It'd be so sad if you changed. And I'm like,
This sounds like girls outside of a bar waiting for their Uber. And then this happened. Okay, sorry. She's actually talking about something like semi-real and interesting. I'll go back to normal. But first, Mandy Warzen. Mandy Warzen in the house. Hey. Razin. It's either rap or, Razin. Mandy says, I can't wait for her kids' tell-all book, like Ruby Frankie's kids. Oh, it's terrible. You know her kids are going to have to put a ton of... her kids have to put on a feeling show. Yeah. As a daughter of... No, my mom's not like this really in much of a way, but very much wanting the performance of show people you love me, show me you love me at every turn, and like shower me and these types of compliments all the time. I relate to that very much, where it's like it's unsaid verbally, but it's the way that you're treated when you do it is way better than when you're being honest or neutral. So it's a learned skill. I think even by that letter that was sent by the kids saying, "We love you, mommy. You are the best and you make the best pancakes," is already a warning sign that they're on the path to being like, you know, constantly up her ass by her own request. And for that, I say this.
Oh, why does the sky look like a grid?
Did you ever wonder that, Mandy? Did you ever think about it?
This wellness warrior was a fraud.
Yeah. What do you have to say? Say, Mandy, thank you. Good job. 4 treats for you. Extra.
Thank you, Mandy. So now I sound like Jamie Kern Lima because
Kara's around. See? We have the same voice now.
Okay.
I thought she was always gonna say to me like, "You can do anything, and you can, you know." And she's like, you know, basically what she is saying is who you are is enough. Like I felt like seen and loved, and I'm thinking about your sweet kids when they get that email one day and they just read it and that's there forever. Like that is the most beautiful.
It's time capsule, all the things. And I do
and
a lot.
It's your heart every day that you're giving to them in that way.
Yes,
like it's
and,
your like.
And it becomes meditative for me too. But also like I do a lot of voice notes of the kids. So I'll just have my phone on as I'm putting them down to bed because their voices are going to change so much. So it's like they went through that stage where they were so little and they would go, "Mama, can I hold you?" Because they didn't know. It was like, "Mama, can you hold me?" And I knew one day it would change, but I haven't. So I send them those voices like, "Here you are at 2 saying this. Here's you singing a lullaby tonight."
Like you got the voice note and then you emailed it?
Yes. It doesn't have to be a video. It doesn't have to be something. It's just you're capturing these moments, these tender moments that are going to go by like this. And also I find that when I do it, like, you know, one of the things with parenting, you watch as you're building their confidence and their self-esteem. A word that I use a lot with them is yet. You know, and how to reframe things for a kid when they're like, "I can't do it. I can't do it yet." No, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough yet. And the more that you put into practice these ideas of like, put yet at the end of nearly every sentence and you feel like there's still hope and a promise that you can do it.
Yes.
But when I type that to my children before I go to bed, guess what? Like I'm teaching that to them or I'm reinforcing that. But I'm also reinforcing it for myself.
Yes.
Like, I don't know yet. I'm not sure.
I'm just going to say that applies to every adult. That applies to me right now, all of us.
Yeah. Like,
yeah, yet.
I don't know what I'm doing yet.
My business hasn't gotten traction yet. No one's picked up my book proposal yet.
Yes.
I haven't found my soulmate yet. Everything is yet.
The power of yet.
Power of yet.
Oh my God. Someone tell Mel Robbins. It's her next book, The Power of Yet. Sponsored by Yeti Coolers. Available for $300 each. I bet there will be a Power of Yet on one of these bitches' shelves. One of them's going to steal it and make it into a book. Guaranteed.
So many questions about self-worth. Like, when am I going to finally feel worthy? And it's like, yet. Yet. You know, when you talk about self-esteem and all the things that we try so hard to pour into our kids, you know, and you look at the data right now, how 80% of women don't believe they're enough. Like you look at all of the data.
All of the data. 80% of women don't feel like they're enough. Where are you getting that stat from? Where is it coming from? Your ass? Because who's doing a study on that? Please tell me.
The data shows.
What data? No.
Or feel unworthy. And it's such a journey. I've gone through such a journey in my own life of like, for the longest time, I thought, I just have to accomplish it, like more. I have to do more and win this and do that and do the thing. Then I'll feel enough. For you in your life, have you ever felt unworthy?
Oh my gosh, of course. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's where the yet comes in.
The yet.
Right.
And what about now? Like in your life now, do you ever feel unworthy?
No.
Sometimes, not unworthy. Sometimes I feel very self-conscious. I don't know. I think I'm at a very different chapter. We've talked about this when you're out of the prove it game.
Yes. Will you share more?
I don't know. What were we texting about one night? You texted me something and I said, no, there comes a point where I don't even have that text. And you said, you have to email that text to yourself. You have to remember that. That should go in a book one day.
Yes.
But this idea that we spend so much of our life.
Just like, you're not allowed to talk to anyone. Like, you have to put this in a book. The mentality of monetizing everything has ruined their lives. They can't have a conversation. It has to be made into something. Be able to be told as a story at the very least that is interesting via a podcast. It ruins it.
I'm trying to prove something. To prove that you're enough. You have to prove that you're pretty enough. You have to prove that you're smart enough.
You have to
prove that you're a good wife or a good friend. And I was like, I am just so done with the prove it game. Yes. When you get to the place where you feel I don't have to prove anything to you anymore. I don't have to prove that I'm a good person. I don't have to prove to you that I'm a good wife or mom or friend.
No, but you spent the last hour and 5 minutes doing exactly that, ironically. You didn't have to, and we prefer you not to, but yet here you are.
And I don't have to prove that I work hard. And it can be really...
But you literally talked about how hard you work for 20 minutes. I have to make the captions on the social media post. Okay.
Freeing. When you stop playing the prove it game, you're proving nothing to anyone other than to yourself.
Oh, Arian Bates. I missed your super chat. Sorry about that. Arian Bates, thank you so much. Treats for tarot and a palate cleanser sound, please. Let's see. Maybe we'll do this one.
I'm a big time hippie and I'm very woo-woo.
I'm literally telling you I'm Christ.
And this.
We are now live, mofos.
I was brought to this planet from a parallel planet.
That's what Megan says. Okay, that's for you. Thank you so much. Sorry I missed it.
And that takes a lot of time and that takes a lot of pain, and at least in my own experience. But to just really go, and not with an energy of like, I'm over it, I don't care. No, I care, but I don't have to prove it to you. And if you can't see it, I don't need to prove to you why that's your loss. Like, because I know that I'm a great friend. And I know the kind of mom I am, and I know the kind of human being I am, and I know how I show up. And I love being able to be that person with the people that I love. So, worthiness, maybe part of worthiness comes when you stop having to feel like you're in the prove it game.
Hallelujah. I am getting emotional right now because the number of girls and women who are going to watch this, who are going to just take those words, that when you text that to me one day, we're talking about something and you wrote all that about not being in the prove it game anymore. And I'm just like,
is there a mental illness going around? Like a contagion that these women are like, they're in the same circles, they're drinking the same rosé, and it somehow infiltrated their brains? Do they have the amoeba as well? Because Katy Perry thinks her going up in Amazon rocket for 5 minutes is inspiring girls to believe in themselves. Megan thinks saying, I don't have to prove anything to you, is inspiring girls to, like, graduate from college. I don't understand how these things are related. Wonderful that you're doing these things. Great for you. What does it have to do with girls? What does it have to do with women at large? It maybe back in 1989, I could see, okay, we're making strides. Every woman that did something was a big deal. But we're really at the place now where we need to change the world to accommodate all women, that we're working in the world, we're in the world, we're living here. We need accommodations. We don't need inspiration anymore. I have enough inspiration within myself to go, I want to be included in every aspect of the world that I want to be in. I don't need to look to Meghan Markle and go, well, if she can marry rich, I guess there's hope for this old hag. Like, I just don't understand. And I think girls, even in the younger generations than me, don't feel like they can't do things. The only things they can't do are have paid maternity leave and, have affordable childcare. That's the stuff that we need to be focused on, not, oh, did you know that I worked at Denny's before? We're over this. It's over. This era of watch me for inspiration is over. And I'm glad for it to be over. Okay, that's my preach.
This is so profound, and it's so simple, but so profound and so true. And I feel like when every one of us like actually just sees it from that perspective, like, I know I'm a good person. I know I'm a great friend. I know, all the things.
And you did your best.
I did my best. I'm doing my best as a mom.
I think, and again too, let other people judge that. And believe them when they say you are those things, and maybe don't believe them when they say that you're not. Or believe some people and believe whatever. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, let other people be the judge if you're a good friend. How can you judge if you're a good friend to somebody? I feel like that is out of your control. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Getting out of the prove it game, like, feels like joy, tastes like freedom.
All of the above.
All of the above.
That's
so beautiful and so powerful. And I'm thinking about every person listening or watching right now who's going to rewind that part of the show and watch it over and over and over and let it take root, because it's a tool that you can lean on. Because how much time, I think about my own life, how much time
If you put that on loop, you should seek inpatient treatment immediately.
Wasted in the prove it game. Like, I want to make everyone happy, or I want to make sure that they know all the things. And it's like that. Yeah, that's so beautiful. And that's going to matter so much to so many people.
Yeah.
I probably texted that to you while I was typing
back in 1938.
My kids.
Probably. Can you please start an email account for me and daily, because you don't have enough going on.
I will, though.
With all of your
the really cute, clever name
with all of your stuff.
Yeah.
I love so much what you and Gwyneth Paltrow did recently. Because out there, they love to pit women against each other or compete or this or that. We need to pause for a super brief break. And while we do, take a moment to share this episode with every single person that you know.
Every single person on the globe.
To make me richer. I'm not rich enough, girlies. I worked at Denny's once.
I can't listen to this ad again. Okay, sorry.
Did recently.
Oh, how funny.
Because out there, they love to pit women against each other or compete or this or that. And, we've all seen it. We've all had experience of like that in our own life. And I know that you don't really see almost any of the press, but this thing had been going on.
Well, I didn't see it. She texted me.
Oh, did she?
Oh my gosh. She's like, she texted me and she said, oh my gosh, I did this interview and I can't remember verbatim what she said, but she was like, I give up. I don't even know what to say anymore. And I said, well, I didn't hear about it. Hadn't heard about it at all. And then, because not because people are hiding things from me, but maybe because it's not something that anyone felt needed to be on my radar.
Yeah. What is it? What happened?
Yeah.
And I just texted her back. I was like, I hear there's something about pie. And then we ended up, she was doing something on Instagram. So I ordered some pie on Instacart. We sat there and ate some pie and laughed and caught up a little bit. And then I came back home.
I was so happy when I saw it.
Yeah, I think women were really fired up of like, yes, clap back, enough.
Yes, and also because that's who.
So she did see it. So she did see the comments that people were clapping back. She doesn't know anything about it, but she knows exactly what the comments were saying. Yeah.
Who you are.
Yeah.
You're like, you know what I mean?
I don't even know what happened. She ate pie and they took a picture. I don't even know what are they speaking about.
And I loved it.
And also with the sense of humor.
Pie.
Yeah.
Because it really diffuses so much of it. There's only so many statements you can make or things you can say on the record or this didn't happen. Or as was like, you guys, like it kind of really defines the age we're living in right now. Where that, if you're saying that was like a week or however long that cycle was going on of this, like that would have kept going. I would imagine. They would find some other iteration of this fake conflict, just like us fighting.
Yeah.
But there is something really disturbing about the need for people to pit, especially women, against each other when you're going, but you're my neighbor and everything's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's wild. So yeah, I was glad that we could just have some fun with it.
I love
I don't. Now I'm getting the vocal fry. I don't see a picture of this. Where is it? I don't know. I'm trying to understand what they're talking about, but I just don't. I'm taking a hiatus and I'm going to Canada, okay?
One of the things that fascinates me about you is that you're from Canada.
Okay. I just need to get a little context. And I know I'm going long because we're already 2 hours, but we just need to suck it up and get through this together. Duchess Megan and Gwyneth Paltrow squash feud rumors with a funny clip. The friendship we never knew we needed. Okay. Journalism's dead. Watch out, world, because Montecito's most glamorous tastemakers are now friends. Yesterday, Gwyneth Paltrow shared a funny video starring Duchess Megan, proving once and for all that there's no bad blood between them. And in fact, the joke is on the haters. In the clip, Paltrow responds, we're in the end times. In the clip, Paltrow responds to a question from a follower. Do you comprehend the Meghan Markle beef that social media says you two have, the user asks. I genuinely do not understand this at all whatsoever. Do you understand this? Paltrow says as she pans the camera out to Meghan. The Duchess of Sussex takes a bite of pie as she coyly shrugs her shoulders and smiles. Meghan, of course, looks chic in a cozy navy sweater and gold jewelry, including her Cartier tank watch from Princess Diana. Paltrow also looks quietly sophisticated in a light gray sweater with white buttons, a gold chain necklace, and clear aviator glasses. But why don't they show the clip? Why is it looks like they're two separate kitchens? Are they actually together or are they doing this virtual? I'm confused. And also, I feel like, okay, so if her show takes 80 staff members to make work, this social media shoot took at least 7. There's 7 crew members there holding Evian spray bottles, making sure that they look okay. The feud rumors began when Meghan launched her Netflix cooking show, With Love Meghan, which was filmed in Montecito and debuted her lifestyle brand As Ever, because Paltrow occupies a similar lifestyle space with her brand Goop, lives in the same coastal California town, and is an influential woman of taste. Of course, the world assumed they were feuding. Yeah, you probably wrote an article about it. Bizarre. Magazine, what the hell? What the hell? The rumors escalated when Paltrow said in a recent interview with Vanity Fair that despite living close to the Sussexes, she is not close with them. I don't know Meghan and Harry, Paltrow told the magazine. I mean, I've met Meghan, who seems really lovely, but I don't know her at all. Paltrow then added, maybe I'll try to get through their security detail and bring them a pie. And per their joint clip, she did just that. We see a great friendship brewing. Okay, so it sounds like they did not know each other. Okay. Amazing story. So stupid.
Love that you did it.
Yeah.
This is so fun because all the things people know about, we now get to hear them in your words. So Harry has said publicly, so much of what Meghan is and how she is so similar to my mom. My mom. She has the same compassion. She has the same empathy. She has the same confidence. She has this warmth about her. How do you feel about him sharing that?
It's beautiful. I wish I could have met her.
I'm feeling viscerally so happy because I feel like people are I feel like they're really here with us in the rocking chair.
Yeah.
You know, there's stuff about you I had no idea. And I think I know a lot.
Yeah.
And I had no idea.
But I gotta say, the hate is warranted. If you feel otherwise, get a lobotomy. I don't know.
It's like the essence of a person. Even one of my friends, Marcus, but Marcus will see certain things and he goes, there's my friend.
Yes.
And gets so excited when you can see me reflected in a way that's the me that you know.
Yes.
And so what a gift that
Marcus is the Goldman Sachs high yield savings account that she has.
It's just so...
Yeah, letting me be.
Thank you for letting me be. That's the best thing a friend could ever say to me.
Oh, well, and you think, even as I said it, I was going, wow, growing up, you would hear people going, just let me be. But with a completely different intention and intonation, I'm like, thank you for letting me be.
Let them theory.
You
Let
made
them
me
be
cry.
theory.
Good thing I have no makeup on.
You look so pretty.
Oh my.
Do you guys think they have makeup on? And do you guys know that they're in rocking chairs? And did you guys know they're best friends? And did you guys know that she's got a book called Worthy? And did you guys know that H loves M?
Gosh, I don't even. Okay, so I have not like done a show in no makeup since my 1,000 QVC shows.
Do you think I have? What are you talking about?
You look exactly the same though.
Oh.
You look exactly the same. So, okay, these are some of the hot questions that everyone wants to know.
Oh, okay.
Do
Did you guys know she worked at Denny's?
watch the royal shows on TV?
She's got to bring it up one more time before the interview's over. Contractually obligated to talk about the Denny's experience one more time.
Like The Crown or Bridgerton or any of them.
I watched Bridgerton.
Yeah?
Yeah, Bridgerton's a great show.
So
that's a period piece also. And I love Shonda Rhimes shows. So yes.
So much talk about your name. And for me, I'm like, gosh, a lot of families, like when they have to pick up their kids from drop off or have medical records, or I have a lot of friends that don't even still have that name, but they've kept that name because it's important for all the other reasons.
Continuity.
Megan Sussix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Now I heard there are Sussex chickens. And I need to get a couple of Sussex chickens to add to my flock. I'm so excited. Got my girls. Yeah.
And so do you use Markle anymore?
No, not since I got married.
Not since you got married.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Good to know. This is what everyone wants to know. Okay, what's your morning routine look like?
Well, this morning was different because Archie has a cold, so he's home from school. But I get up at 6:30 and
wow, Rachel Hollis has you beat by an hour and a half. You should feel ashamed.
And gives me a minute to, I wish I could say I woke up and meditated. I don't do that. I have the monitors on so I could hear both the kids. They get up at 7. So I give myself a little bit of time to either put on workout clothes, brush my teeth, get both of them up. I get them dressed, get them downstairs, make breakfast. And then if I haven't done their lunch boxes the night before, then do that. I love doing lunch boxes. It makes me very happy. And writing a little note in their lunch boxes. Remember when you were doing your first lunchbox? I told you little tips there.
Yep.
And then by...
She's the first one who ever wrote a note in a lunchbox. A tip. Here's a tip. Give your kid a sandwich. Ugh, I never knew. I was going to give them gravel and carrots with the stems on them.
If I don't have meetings in the morning, then I try to do school drop-off. So... they're at 2 different schools. So that's our big circuit. So from 6:30 in the morning on drop-off mornings for me, I'm not home till 9. So, and then after that, I'll just jump into meetings. And then on other days, then I'll wake up and get them all set. And then our amazing nanny who's been with us for 5 years, she'll take them to school for us. And then...
Well, at least she admits she's got a nanny. That's good. I appreciate the admission, but yeah, relatable.
Yeah, we always try to, I know that's morning. That's the morning. That gets you to 9 a.m.
You're a New York Times bestselling author.
Yeah.
Would you
So
ever?
are you.
Thank you. Would you ever write another?
Twice.
Would you ever write another book?
Don't get it wrong, bitch. Twice. We're best friends.
Yes, maybe, for sure. I think, I love right now working on everything in the space of hospitality and home and entertaining and food and those sort of tips, and something like that I think could be really fun. Of course, children's books are great. And then, I think people are often curious if I'm going to write a memoir, but I've got a lot more life to live before I'm there.
Would you ever run for office?
No.
Never.
No.
Never.
Good.
Never.
Yeah. That's the correct answer.
Oh, God. I mean, you could say never. No, I'm not interested in that. No.
Can you give us one hint on something exciting coming up for As Ever?
Oh, gosh. Yes. I mean, there's so much in development.
Berries.
Let's say this. If it started with what I was just making on my stove, And it starts in your kitchen as these sweet offerings, actually sweet. And then the extension of what do you pair that with? For me, as we've talked about a lot today, what are these small gestures? What are these thoughtful details? What are these ways that you can show up for someone? Hostess gift.
Just a reminder, she has 3 products on her website: flowers, shortbread cake mix, cookie mix, and some other jam. That's all. 3 products. Okay.
Gifts and hospitality is a big category that I'm really excited that we're developing. So yeah, lots to come. And more, of course, jam drops.
Jam drops.
Think of them like sneaker drops, just one flavor away.
Jam drops. I've had your jam in my refrigerator all year. No one knows. No one's seen it. I have not posted it.
I have so much.
And I just like all of it. Anything you drop is so good. I'm going to speak on behalf of other girls, women, men, etc., who are like me, who try to make a charcuterie board or do something. And you're like looking at it and you're like, what I love is you're doing
There's something going on with this edit. I guess Megan got the time codes because this is choppy at this point. She must have said something. She's like, cut. Because this is looking and sounding choppy.
Work for us. You're doing the work for us.
With As Ever?
With As Ever. You're with As Ever and with your show, but with your products. And I'm telling you, when I built It Cosmetics, that was one thing I was really good at. Because I don't like to do makeup. Like you see my rosacea, nothing ever worked. I knew if it worked for me, it's going to do the work for someone who does not want to learn how to do makeup. One of the things I love most about As Ever, my daughter, who's 6, just made cookies with flour sprinkles. Yeah. Like, we look like we know what we're doing.
You do.
I mean, we could open a bakery.
You could.
And it's because you're doing the work for customers in your products.
Oh,
that is huge. That, to me, is like a 1 in a billion key to success.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that. It doesn't need to feel complicated.
Yeah.
And that's the piece that
And yet somehow you've complicated it. With this, you've done something no one else does.
Really want to
serve the customers.
Get across is what can you do in your everyday that I don't want to just buy the thing. I do want to have my hands in it.
Yeah.
And that's part of this. When I was doing the kids' birthday parties, I would say, I remember someone's like, are you going to get a planner, a party planner for a 2-year-old's birthday? I don't know.
You have 80 people to make a YouTube show, basically. Netflix show. It's a fair question.
Okay, you could go buy all the stuff. I don't want to buy the stuff, but I also don't have time to make all the stuff. So where's the hybrid? Where's the piece that as a mom or as a friend or as a spouse, you can have your hands in the creation of the joy.
Yes.
Not just the purchase of the joy, but the creation of it. And it's not a heavy lift, that it's enough that you can go like, I did this for you.
Yes. The cookies, just add butter. I'm like, I've got this.
Just add butter.
I've got this.
Yeah.
I want to read this quote in closing. It's a very famous quote, and I want to read it, and I'm going to try not to get emotional because...
Try hard, girl. You got this. You're worthy.
As your friend, as another woman, as a person who's had the gift of seeing glimpses inside of what you carry and deal with every day, like, I'm so freaking proud of you.
Thank you.
And I just hope... I don't know, I'm getting emotional. I hope every girl and woman who's going to listen to this and watch this, who maybe is tempted to sit on the outside and think they don't have what it takes or they can't face the battle that might come with them putting their idea out there or their heart out there or their friendship.
Just drop your jam, girls, across the world. Jam drop yourself. It's okay.
One tear squirts out of her eye immediately.
Out there and saying, do you want to be friends? Or their book out there or their story or who they are on social media. They're scared of everything that comes with it. And so, Brene Brown wrote this beautiful book called Daring Greatly. There's this really beautiful quote by Theodore Roosevelt.
Oh, inside, right? In the arena.
Yes, man, in the arena. And I want to...
Rachel Hollis again. She used to talk about this all the time in her speeches.
I want
at Beachbody conferences
to read this with a slightly paraphrased version because
I can't wait.
One of the things amongst many that I love so much about you is you're in the freaking arena. You are. You're in the arena. And so many girls and women, I have women in my family, multiple generations, who sit back
and she's going to complain about it every time she can. You're in the arena and you got to make sure that you let everyone know that it's really hard for you.
And they're like, gosh, I wish I would have. I wish I could have.
Yeah.
I wish I put my idea out there. I wish I told that person I forgive them, or I wish I went for it, you know? And so,
or if you're watching Jeopardy, even if you don't know that the answer is right, still shout out what you think the answer could be.
You think it
and
is.
It's okay if it's not right.
Yes. Raise your hand. And I remember for me, it was like 6.
Well, if you were playing Jeopardy, you would lose money. So it's not good to guess wrong. So actually, unrelatable AF. They don't watch Jeopardy.
You are privileged AF. You are privileged AF.
I took a pill in Ibiza. No, I didn't take any pills.
The first time I knew the answer and I didn't raise my hand in class. And so many of us have moments like that.
Denny's,
and then now we're grown-ups and we're on Zoom and we have an idea, but we don't share it just in case. And you are a living, breathing example of going for it. You're putting yourself out there, and anybody living or breathing right now who puts any part of themselves out there, it doesn't matter what it is. It comes with critics. It comes with opposition. It comes with failure. I think about the number of times I failed in growing at cosmetics, or the no's that I got, or the times where it would have been so much easier to give up.
I thought she said the nose that I got. I'm like a nose surgery? This is a new nose? I almost didn't get the nose that I got. The nose, N-O-S, no E.
Millions of times. It would have been so much easier to give up. And
even when I was at Denny's.
You are in the arena. So I want to close on this because I just know there's somebody listening to you and me right now, watching us right now, who needs this in their life.
And we've never talked about this quote. I love this quote. When you said, I was like,
about it.
The arena.
We never talked about it. And when I was literally praying before this interview today, and this is what kept coming to me. And I think that all of us together collectively in our own lives can almost like lean into this quote. So this is by Theodore Roosevelt.
I'm sure that Theodore Roosevelt never said this, that this quote is completely wrong and the meaning has been devoid because they all use it. It must be completely wrong. I've never looked into it, but I'm assuming that none of it is accurate because the way they've clung on to this shows that it must be bullshit. Anyways.
It's not the critic who counts, nor the man who points out how the strong woman stumbles, I'm going to paraphrase here, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the woman who's actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes up short again and again, because there's no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends herself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if she fails, at least fails while daring greatly. That is you, my friend. I love you. Thank you for trusting me with your first ever podcast and with your friendship.
Yeah.
And with,
She's not crying.
Oh, Jamie, thank you.
Yeah, I love you. I have something for you.
Oh, gosh.
You're the one always giving gifts. Why am I so emotional?
I don't know. Why am I so emotional? I don't know. But we do kind of always get emotional in the rocking chairs.
It's true, because we're in the rocking chairs. It's the energy of rocking chair friend. Remember, this episode's not just for you and me. Please share this with every single person that you know, because it can impact and change their life too. And if you love today's episode, please click the follow or subscribe button for the show on your app you're listening to it on or watching it on. And if it added value to your life, if you could please give it a rating or review, I'd be so grateful. And again, please share it with everyone you believe in. Share it with another person in your life who can benefit from it. Please post this episode and share it with others online or in your
Imagine her face with a knife stabbing you and saying, share, 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 share. I worked at Denny. Share, 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 share. That's what I picture. I need to write a horror film.
Community who just might need the words and tools and lessons in this episode today. You never know whose life you're meant to change
10
today
minutes left
by
somehow.
sharing this episode. And thank you so much for joining me today. And before you go, I want to share some words with you that couldn't be more true. You, right now, exactly as you are enough and fully worthy.
Just like Denny's.
You're worthy of your greatest hopes, your wildest dreams, and all the unconditional love in the world. And it is an honor to welcome you to each and every episode of the Jamie Kern Lima Show. Here, I hope you'll come as you are and heal where you need, blossom what you choose, journey toward your calling, and stay as long as you like, because you belong here.
Like
you are worthy.
Denny's.
You are loved. You are love. I love you. And I cannot wait to join you on the next episode of the Jamie Kern Lima Show. Oh my gosh, you know that journey to believe you're actually worthy of something?
Do you know that
Oprah,
journey?
how have you defied the odds?
Her show is unlike any.
Her show is unlike any other show except for every other show.
My show. Born to be waitress facing nonstop Hi, I'm Jamie Kern Lima, and I went from struggling waitress facing nonstop rejection to building $1 billion company from my living room. And it's not because I'm smarter than anyone else.
Welcome to Denny's. We have the eggs and we have the toast and they have the juice and they have the Jamie Kern Lima Show. Denny's, that's where we work, and we are the ladies of Denny's, and we love to put the syrup on the pancakes for the Duchess of Sussex. It's the best restaurant in America. Denny's, Denny's, it is the best in the world. Denny's, Denny's. You want some eggs? They got eggs. You want some noodles? They ain't got that, but they do got eggs, and they got Jamie Kern Lima. Denny's, Denny's, Denny's. Okay. Everyone go to Denny's and send me your photos, please, on Instagram. I worked at Denny's. She brought up Denny's 14 times. They don't have makeup. They're in rocking chairs. They're all really good friends. They hang out all the time. They cry all the time. They have a deep, deep relationship. And she worked at Denny's. Did you know she worked at Denny's? She worked at Denny's and she used to run It Cosmetics. Oh, God, how restorative that was. I needed that. Thank you. And sorry to any, I never ban anyone. I banned one person during this stream because they were annoying the frick out of me. And it's like, look, if you got that big of an opinion, I'm going to save you your life and your wellness by banning you from seeing this. Because if you're unable to understand that this person and these two people are insufferable, and including myself, I put myself in this. The title of this is 3 Insufferable Women. I get it. This is the wrong place for you. And I'm gonna give you a gift. I'm gonna shower you in gifts, and that's all I care about is giving gifts of blocking you. That's the way I show love, and giving gifts through the internet. Oh, speaking of Denny's. Denny's, good friends, good times. We're in Denny's now, and we're living and we're laughing in the booth. Oh, wow. I love the red booth and that yellow sign. If you meet me at the Denny's, it will be a great time. All the girls of the world. All the girls of the world, I have an inspirational message to tell you. Listen up, put on your best makeup, but tell everyone you don't have it on. And then listen to this song, go to Denny's, Dennys, Denny's, where you can be a princess. Denny's, It
cosmetics at Denny's. In the bathroom of the Denny's, put it on. Rocking a chair outside of Denny's. You will be healed, I guarantee.
All right, on that note, Tara, you got any last words? Shut the hell up. Yeah, that's what she said. That I converted it for you. Yeah, jam drop. Hey, that was my jam drop. Okay. Well, that was fun. All right, I'm going to now try to do a rap song, I guess, because I picked a rap song to end us on. And I'm going to read the names, and I'll be back. Okay, there is a chance I will be back on Wednesday next week, not Thursday, but I will update on the community thing to let you know, because I might be walking a 5K for the community. And, that takes place on Thursday. So, but we'll see. I haven't signed up for it yet, so it might be too late. But I'll let you know. All right, on that note, hope you go to Denny's tonight. Right? Come on. Come up here and sing with me. Yeah, come on. The world needs us to sing this song together. Okay? What is your favorite dinner at Denny's? Tell me. Tell me what's your favorite thing at Denny's. Tell me. Here. Tell me what you like at Denny's restaurant. All the cats in town find it. It's the favorite spot. Don't be silent. Tell us what you think. Hey, don't chew that. Denny's is the best. Meow, meow, meow. Okay. Don't bite the cord. No. These are expensive. All right. Say goodbye.
Say good night to your friends.
She's like, can you shut up already? Yet. Okay. We're going to sing together. You ready? We got Purry McPherson over here. All right. Hey. It feels like we're at Denny's. Don't it? Do they have donuts at Denny's? I don't know. What do you think? Starry Nights, what do you think? Starry Nights. I'll get a grand slam with you. Nicole Campbell. I'll get eggs over easy. Times 2. Hey, console. Do you wanna get an It Cosmetic Foundation bundle from Sephora? Maybe Ulta. Chels Marie. What about thee? Do you like Gwyneth Paltrow and her pie, sweetie? Alaska Blood Tundra. Did you have so much fundra? Listening to two women talk about how amazing they are. Cara Soto. What about you, though? Are you inspired? Are you gonna go start a cosmetics company now? Let's see. Let's start over. Hey! 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 Feels like we're in a Denny's right now. Back to the booth. Lisa B. Did you know that Jamie Kern Lima worked at Denny's? Lillian Massey. Did you know she had to wear an apron She had to give the cook's orders. It was really hard, but she survived. Chris Johnson, what do you know about Denny's? Did you know that they have a Minions collab? Or they did a while back, last time I was there. Rob Sheehan. Would you get a Minion pancake? Bananas on top. Robert Fuentes. Would you take the mop and clean the Denny's at night? For your dreams, keep them in sight. Mary, what would you order off the Mary menu? Oh, probably the Salisbury steak. Wouldn't be a mistake. Good night, everybody. That was really fun. See you.